Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for taking a little time out of your Saturday morning to join us and get some great information on taking your business to the next level. I'm Matthew Aaron, Senior Regional Business Manager here at Plexus Home Office. So thankful that you were able to join and learn a little bit more about what it takes to grab success for yourself. We're going to take a quick moment to just introduce your home office team who's here to support you and all of our trainers today, and then we'll get started.
Hi everyone, I'm Samantha Ward, also Senior Regional Sales Manager at the Plexus Home Office. Thanks everyone for jumping on today.
And I'm John Prini. I'm one of the regional sales managers. Super pumped to be hanging out with all you guys and hear from the rockstar leaders we've got on today.
And I'm April Price. I am Director of Sales. I'm super excited for today's event.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. I'm Shannon Cameron, Senior Manager of Global Sales, but I've most recently been leading the Incentives and Promotions team. Excited to be here, and I'll be joining back in a little bit later to talk about those awesome things that we have in place for you guys. But I get the pleasure of introducing our next home office member with us this morning, and he is truly an amazing person. He has been with Plexus since September, but has made such an impact on not just the business, but on all of us as well. And he has such a heart of gold, is right in line with the Plexus mission, and does anything and everything he can to ensure that we are doing everything from the home office side to really support your efforts in the field. He is super smart, he's super professional, he has tons of industry experience, and he's actually kind of funny too when you get to know him. So I'm sure many of you have already heard him on Facebook Lives, or maybe you've had the pleasure of meeting him in person, but it is my great pleasure to introduce our Chief Sales Officer, and more importantly, our friend, Ryan Anderson, to the call this morning.
Wow, nothing like an introduction like that on a Saturday morning. Thank you so much, Shannon. I really appreciate the opportunity to be with each and every one of you today, and thank you for those kind words. I absolutely love Plexus. I love our amazing leaders. I love everything that you guys have built up to this point, because I truly believe that what we have today is a foundation of a legacy company. And that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to be part of Plexus, is that whole legacy. So let's just kind of kick this thing off this morning and talk a little bit about the world that we live in today, right? If we were talking a little bit earlier on this call about, is it Saturday? Is it Monday? Like when you're in your house, right? Like it's hard to understand what day of the week it is. If you guys all know that it's Saturday, go ahead and drop down in the comments that you knew it was Saturday when you woke up this morning. But we're so grateful to have each and every one of you. The world that we are in today is unprecedented. We could have never planned for or imagined what it was going to happen in this day and age. But the one thing that I want to talk about, and this is something that is so incredible, and it's a big part of the Plexus story that we don't ever really talk about. And sometimes it's really hard because our amazing founders, Tarl and Alec, are so humble. Oftentimes we don't get a chance to hear this part of the story. But from the very beginning, Alec and Tarl made a decision, a conscious decision, to take a percentage of revenue, not profits, revenue, and invest it back into the business each and every month. They invest back in the ambassadors and into the employees and into the products, but they also invested in a way to be able to help. And again, no one could have ever planned for where we are at today in our world's history. We could have never planned for what was happening right now, but they had the foresight and the vision because they wanted to build a true legacy company. They wanted to build a company that was going to be here 30, 40, 50 years from now. And so what an incredible vision to follow these men as they're taking this company into the legacy, and the amazing leaders that are going to be on this call today, and the amazing leaders that are all over the world within Plexus that have that same vision, that same passion to invest back into their businesses with their heart, their soul, their passion, their time, their reputations, to help truly build a legacy company so that people like you and I can come be a part of it, and it can make us better by just being a part of it. So I just wanted to kick that off because, you know, business as usual at Plexus. I know that some of us are working remotely, but we sent out tens of thousands of orders last week on time. Customer service is answering calls. We're on the calls talking about new things that are rolling out, and I'm going to talk about that here in just a little bit. So for the most part, we haven't skipped a beat because of the vision of our leaders, both in the field and here at corporate, that have set things up from a vision of creating a legacy company. So when things like this pop up, yeah, it's a blurb in the radar, but we're moving forward. We're talking about convention. I'm going to talk about that. We're talking about product rollouts. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. We're talking about all of the things that's happening this year, and we're continuing to move forward regardless of the circumstances, because we know that we have amazing, talented individuals who have trusted this company, not with just their heart, their souls, their dreams, but their reputations. And that's something that we as an organization do not take for granted. So that's where I love to start today, is the stability and the foundation that Plexus has to provide that hope moving forward. And that's something that our day and age we need. There's a little over 3 million Americans who lost their job because of what the situation that we're in right now. When we were at a less than 3% unemployment, and now we've got over 3 million Americans who lost their job from this, it starts to kind of like, oh my gosh, where are we at? What are we doing? And if you go back and look at over the 120 years that our industry's been around, our industry has always thrived in economic uncertainty. Why? Because that side hustle has the ability to become your main hustle to really help people to grow and to develop and to be able to have that sense of security and that income that's coming in regardless, because you're getting that check that's coming in, because that's what true residual income is. True residual income is a big part of that true legacy company. Over 30 years ago, my mom started a little home-based business, and she's still collecting a check today. And that one decision that she made has had a ripple effect, I like to think, on tens of thousands of people's lives that's still affecting today. So that's what really, when we started talking about rolling out our impact initiative last week of really helping 10,000 families in the next 40 days put an extra $600 in your pocket, that's what that's talking about. That's that stability. That's that hope. That's that opportunity for people to be able to grab a hold of and have that be a part of your life, being able to put that extra $600 in your pocket. And God bless Taro, like even last night, he's on a walk with his family because he's practicing social distancing, and he's calling me and he's talking about like new ways and new things as we're growing this company through these times of like, what else can we do? Like that was genuinely his question. Ryan, what else can we do to be helping our ambassadors? What else can we be doing to help our customers? And that just shows the heart of this man. Like we just talked about $6 million and infusing that into our Plexus ambassadors in the next 40 days. And he's talking because he's on the walk with his son and his wife, and he's thinking, you know, what can we be doing to help our customers and our ambassadors even more, and that's on top of like donating I think almost 100,000 meals to food banks this last week, and tens of thousands of dollars in donations that the company's done. And I love seeing the Plexus ambassadors in your on social media, how you guys are giving back, you know, being a blessing when blessed, you know. And I know I totally messed up that one, and Gwen's gonna hold that against me, but she was even talking about this yesterday on the advisory board call, you know, talking about that being a blessing and being able to give back. So I'm going to jump back into, I'm sorry I get off on a tangent, and Matthew's going to get mad at me, and I don't want him to get mad at me because he's such an awesome guy. So Mexico, again, business as usual. We're moving forward, even though we can't be there live and in person, and even though we can't showcase our brand new office in Mexico. We are kicking it off. We've got a launch call on the 31st of March. We're moving forward. We've had several thousand people who've got their welcome packs this last week. Products are shipping in Mexico. So we're launching, and we've got some incredible initiatives to help that market. So if you know anybody in Mexico and you want to be able to plug into that, just know that things are moving forward, and we've got some exciting things happening with that. So yay, viva la Mexico. And so we've got some, also, I talked a little bit about some things coming in 2020. You know, I've had several questions about, hey, with everything that's happening, are we putting on hold some of the technology, mobile apps, some of the other things that are coming this year? Did I just slip and say mobile app? But no, we are not. Like, we are full steam ahead, working. Gareth and I was texting last night at midnight because we've got some deadlines to hit here this next week. So we've got some incredible product launches that are coming this year in 2020. We've got an app that's coming, and all of that technology, different things that are coming is so exciting. We're building towards convention, which right now, I don't know if you guys know this, as we're coming to the end of March, we've got one more month to be able to drive through that convention contest. Convention, yes, we're planning, we're moving, we're full steam ahead. The convention contest so ends on April 30th. We've already had thousands of people already earn. We've had several people that's already gone all the way through the entire contest and earn all of the points. There's several ways to earn. If you guys, you're earning points just by being here and doing your business, and you probably don't even know it. So there's a convention tracker in your back office. Make sure you log in, make sure you know where you're at, because we want to make sure that we're celebrating your success, your achievements, your efforts towards your business and moving forward. So there's many ways to earn. I could go on and on, but there are some incredible speakers, some incredible leaders that are going to be on the call today, sharing their heart, their passion with you. And I can't wait. I got my notepad, I got my pen. I can't wait to sit and take notes. So God bless each and every one of you. I hope you guys know that we're praying for you daily, multiple times a day. You're in our thoughts, you're in our prayers, you're in our hearts. We love you. We appreciate you. And God bless each and every one of you. And I'm going to turn it back over to my good friend, Matthew Aaron, with the greatest smile in the world. Take it away, my friend.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Who's excited about all those great upcoming things Ryan just mentioned? I know I'm making little notes over here too. Tons going on, and convention is going to be a blast. Cannot wait for it to get here. But before convention, we have Renew You still going on. Everyone, it is not too late to submit your results. We have until March 31st, and sharing not only your results, but a little about your journey can win you big. We have $2,500 USD in cash for 6 finalists, $10,000 USD for 2 grand prize winners, a couple shopping sprees, and also trips to convention in Tennessee for free. Free trip to Scottsdale with a makeover and shopping spree. Y'all, it is insane. So if you haven't already submitted your results for Renew You, what are you waiting for? Do it now. Actually, don't do it now. Wait until this training is over and then do it. April, will you get us started today?
Yes, can you hear me? Hey guys, welcome. And thank you so much, Matthew, for reminding us about that Renew You challenge. And Ryan, what a kickoff. I love all of your scoops. I'm not sure if everyone at the home office will, but I know everyone on the Zoom is. I'm so excited about all of them. So John, why don't you throw up the agenda so that everyone can find out what we've got on the docket today. We are going to kick things off with product education with the lovely Estella Barraza, our product training lead from the home office. Next, you're going to hear about defining your why and sharing your story from Sapphire Ambassador Wesley Bishop. And then Emerald Ambassador Jenny Capers will be sharing her tips on expanding your network through social media. And we'll hang around Instagram a little bit longer and talk about the right way to prospect and connect with Sapphire Ambassador Marianne Anderson. And next, I doubt there's anyone listening who wouldn't give their next meal in exchange to actually attend an in-person sip and share. But given our current social limitations, I can't wait for you guys to hear the best practices around hosting a virtual sip and share from Sapphire Ambassador Amy Welch and Diamond Ambassador Angie Zumwalt. And then Emerald Ambassador Christina Williams will be sharing how to maximize the Plexus compensation plan. And Diamond Ambassador Emily Roberts will break it down so you're going to walk away today knowing how to make silver simple. You'll hear two incredible Pleximonies from Diamond Ambassador Emily Fennell and Emerald Ambassador Tracy Stein. And your home office training event would not be complete without a little inspiration from the one and only Senior Director of Global Ambassador Training, Genevieve Scory. But before we kick things off, I'd like to share, just because our connection is virtual doesn't mean we can't be interactive. So I want to really encourage you to communicate with all of us and each other using the chat feature in the Zoom. And you can ask questions and share your own experiences with the live topics being discussed. And here's a little tip. We're going to be doing giveaways throughout this entire session. And the way that we know that you're here and ready to win is by hearing from you in the chat. So don't be a stranger. Okay, so let's get this party started. You can move forward a slide. Our first speaker earned her bachelor's in kinesiology and master's in science and master's of science in exercise and wellness, and with a focus in health promotion and neuroscience from Arizona State University. She has built a decade-long career from her passion for exercise, and it's no surprise she's got 4 marathons under her belt. Yes, 4. It's unbelievable. She follows a plant-based vegan nutrition regimen and is a lifelong champion of exercise and health enthusiast. My friend, colleague, and business partner who inspires me on a daily basis. Please welcome Estella Barraza.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, April, for that introduction. I am just so delighted that I can join all of you today. And I just want to send my love and my prayers to all of you. I hope you're staying safe and healthy and staying at home too. I want to start off with our Plexus products, which are the core of our company, along with all of the stories that you are sharing with us, that you share with all the countless of people that you are interacting with. And with that is what brings us health and happiness to all of us. And we're going to be talking about anywhere from gut health, our main categories, and then weight management. But I want to go ahead and start with gut health, and then I'm going to end with skin care. So with gut health, we know it's an important system for our health, and it is one of the ones that is so crucial for us to maintain overall health. And I'm going to explain exactly what are products, what are the benefits, and I'm going to go by phases. But first, I'm going to start off by, many of you guys already know this, but when you're talking with somebody about our Plexus products, it's so important to mention to them how important our products are when it comes to gut health and when it comes to maintaining a healthy gut microbiome. In the healthy gut microbiome, I want all of you to just think of this when you're sharing it with all of with your friends, or when you're talking about the Plexus products with somebody, that it first starts by us imagining a garden. And I always say, my mom never let me start planting anything if I did not start by just weeding and water and really before even watering, it was just cleaning out the dirt that I was going to be planting on, right? So first we start with our systems that are in relation to weight management. And I think I'm a little bit ahead here on the slides, so I apologize. But here in the gut garden, and so think of weed, seed, and then feed. So when we're first thinking of our garden, how are we weeding the area? So if you think of that, think of our product that is BioCleanse. And BioCleanse is, I'm going to be explaining it a little bit ahead, but BioCleanse truly is the starting point for our gut microbiome to begin to gain some stability, right? Then we think of how can we seed and then how can we feed. So I'm going to start off with BioCleanse. So BioCleanse truly is that system or that product that is going to give you what the cleansing and the cleaning for your system. And as you can see, the many benefits here, but one that I always like to point out, when our body's cleansing out or cleaning out, BioCleanse does include a different form of antioxidants. So when our body's cleansing out, we can actually see that our body is feeding into and sustaining what our system is already getting rid of. So helping getting rid of along with allowing it to feed into our good system. Now we're gonna go into ProBio. ProBio 5 is probiotics are what helps our system, our gut microbiome stay healthy and stay well. So probiotics here are ProBio 5. It does have a different variety of what is the probiotics, and the more diversity that we can add, the better it is. And I always like to point out that we're including the main probiotics that have shown scientifically to improve what it is, the good microbiome in our gut health. And so by doing that, we start the process of, instead of having a very high negative microbiome in our system, we start to lower that, and then we start to increase the good microbiome in our system, which is so crucial for so many systems in our body. But something that I like to point out in this one specifically, and something that you can always share with somebody, is that we're truly using this probiotics to incorporate and maintain a good pH level within our system. And I know that our pH varies depending on the area of our gut, of our intestines, but if we can maintain a pretty leveled out pH, then we're gonna be sure that we're either absorbing the good nutrients, getting rid of the bad bacteria, and then actually really feeding our body with good health. And now when we think of our garden, we always think of how can I water it, right? How can I feed into it? So now that we're gonna feed into it, there comes our Slim, which is, oh my God, I cannot go a day without drinking my Slim. And I'm sure many of you that are watching think the same way. So when you think of our Slim, think of how our prebiotic, that is the XOS that is included into the Slim, that prebiotic feeds the probiotic. So here's a probiotic, the prebiotic feeds into it, and that's what helps our microbiome continue to maintain good health. And our prebiotics typically don't get activated into the end of our intestinal tract. So that's why it's so crucial to take this along with each other, or to take them together. So take them within the same day. So the next part, it's gonna be more focusing on how important our gut system is talking to our brain. And one of the main things that science has discovered is this term called the gut-brain axis. And this gut-brain axis has shown us that we can actually, that our gut and our brain are communicating back and forth with each other all the time. And that means that hormones that are secreted, that means that the neurotransmitters that are being released, that means that our mood is dependent on it, that means that almost to the extent of the way that we're thinking, the way that we're feeling, the way that we're digesting our food, everything is dependent on this system. So that's why it's so crucial that our gut is healthy, our brain is healthy, and vice versa. So you can see here exactly what the role each of them play, but that's the main point. How can we maintain both of these systems healthy? And this is science that is emerging so rapidly, and we're learning more. I always say, when I was doing my undergrad, I never really focused, or our university didn't focus so much on this. And the research has just been within the last 10 years. And this is what I love about Plexus specifically. The Plexus is always ahead and right along with what the science is showing us. So that's how we're maintaining ourselves to be innovative and to continue to create products that are coming along with what science is showing us to improve our health. And if we go on to the next slide, you're gonna see a little bit more on the weight management products. So our weight management, we're moving away from gut health right now, but think of gut health as that foundational system and the foundation for our products as well. Now that we go into weight gain, I mean, you see the statistics all the time. And those statistics are always gonna be there to teach us something. And I always say they're gonna be there to teach us, but it's up to us to make sure that we're taking action to not be a part of that negative statistic sometimes. Things as overweight, how much either obesity is throughout the world and so on. And we think of just even what we're going through right now, how can we use as prevention to be avoiding this negative statistics, right? So when we think of that, think of your daily decisions that you're doing every single day. Think of your portion sizes. Think of how much it has changed. How much do they change throughout the years, but how much do they change even within your day? Think of what are the choices that you're making to make sure that you're choosing one healthy meal per day. And here you can actually see how the portion sizes have changed throughout the years. And I mean, I'm sure that all of us are pretty guilty of, taking the bigger size popcorn at the movie theater or choosing the bigger bagel and so on. But think of how much our society is almost guiding us there, and how much almost more willpower to a certain extent that we have to make to ensure that we're not basically going into what society is telling us to go with the bigger popcorn and so on. So now that I talked about portion size, I really want to focus a lot more on so now that you're telling me, okay, well, there's so bigger portion sizes and sometimes it's out of my control. But if you can think of a little bit more on how can I specifically, what are the kind of vitamins and so on that I can be taking. We know specifically right now, especially here in the United States, we're consuming a lot more calories, and with that, we're not consuming the right calories. And by the right calories, I always say it's very empty calories that we're consuming, such as white sugar, foods like cookies and cakes, and even things that don't provide a lot of nutritional value. And that's where you can see here in the screen that there's so much deficiency of how much vitamins and so on that people are just not getting in their day. And so that's where we provide here at Plexus the solution for better health and for a better, more nutritious meal, which is our lean shake, which it's one that I love. I actually take it every morning. I take the vegan one. It's my favorite. And I'm also, like April mentioned, following a plant-based lifestyle. And that's what I love about Plexus, that we have something for everybody. So here you see the amount of protein that it has, the amount of vitamins, and that's key because we need to ensure that we're getting at least one of our meals per day, or two that are going to become one that are completely nutritious for us. So I'm going to show you exactly how to talk to your prospects or to your friends when you're sharing about Plexus and how to incorporate that based on their goals. So if they are planning on having a weight loss goal, this is exactly how you should have them follow. They replace 2 meals per day, and then they actually eat good snacks, very healthy snacks such as a fruit or healthy nuts. And I always say combine the protein, the good carbohydrates, the good healthy fats, into every single meal. So if you're gonna eat some fruit, add some peanut butter, add some nuts to it. If you're gonna have your a burrito like you see here, or your salmon, that has good healthy fats. It comes with great lean protein, and then you have the asparagus as your carbohydrate. So you see how complete these meals are for somebody to actually follow their lifestyle. So if they're planning a weight loss goal, replace two shakes a day. Then when they reach that weight loss goal, they're now maintaining that weight that they lost, and they're at their goal weight. Now they only replace one meal. And that's exactly what I do every morning. I drink my shake every single morning so that I can ensure that I continue to maintain good health, a good healthy weight that fits my my lifestyle. And so that's exactly how you transition them on. They don't always have to replace 2 meals, but they can replace, is just dependent on their goal. That's how they think of replacing. But one meal, one lean a day, it's incredible for all of you to continue to do. And then you can see exactly here how much it relates to the pricing. A lot of times people say, Estella, like, you know, or they tell you all that it's so expensive, you know, I just can't afford to get that right now, any product. And one of the things that you always can do is break down exactly what they're taking per day. What is their investment for their health that they are investing on per day? And I'm sure that they're gonna see the difference here, how you see on this table, that they're gonna be shocked to know how much difference they're probably spending on unhealthy foods compared to what they can be spending for a very nutritious, healthy meal. So it goes, I mean, club sandwiches go from it's just so much money that that people are spending, that they sometimes don't think about it. And so breaking them down, I think it's always so helpful for them to do that, for you to do that for them. And if we go to the next slide, I want to continue to focus on this weight management, but then also move on to how we can continue to support our goals, our health goals, through other of the products that we have. So here you can see MetaBurn, and MetaBurn, oh my goodness, it is incredible. And I'm sure many of you already love it, have been loving it. And something that you can share with somebody is that it truly is that almost this fat burner and an energizer at the same time. So it does contain those 100 milligrams of caffeine that are going to give you that energy, but it also contains the grains of paradise and L-theanine and so on. So, but mainly the grains of paradise that are going to help to improve the fat burning in that brown fat that we have to continue to burn. Almost, I always say, you're going to see changes that are gonna probably not be so much weight loss changes in the beginning, but in the beginning, you're gonna start seeing a lot of reduction in your waist, reduction in different areas of your body that you probably have had stubborn fat, like we call it, right? And that's exactly how you should explain it. Have them do measurements of the body. Body measurements are probably gonna be your best predictor when it comes to using this product and to see the results that they're gaining. But best of all, it has the energy and it's gonna help them reach those goals that they're aiming as well. And then our next product that I wanna talk about today is focused a lot on, if we can see the next slide, it's focused a lot on what it is, our blood sugar regulation. So when we think of when we eat, a lot of times we're like, you know, we still want to eat a little bit of, I don't want to feel guilty or so, but again, having those cautious, healthy choices. But if you happen to go out or happen to eat a meal that has a little bit more higher in carbohydrates, then here's a meal, a product that you can help to prevent the absorption of the carbohydrates to enter your blood system. So this is what Balance is doing for you. It's truly, especially in the beginning when somebody is still adapting to all the changes of their meals and so on, this is a great one to start with to help them regulate those blood sugar metabolism, and then also help them a little. It's almost like the extra push, that extra help that they're getting with the meal that they're intaking. So it is going to have the different types of beans that are going to help improve the way that our body, when they take it, they don't absorb all of the carbohydrates that they're intaking. So balance it's just as it sounds. It's definitely balancing your blood glucose metabolism during that meal that you may take a lot more carbohydrates. So, and then when we think of the other products that we have, it's so important that when we incorporate these products, that we're thinking of the person's goals, that what are their goals? And if their goal is also to continue to have those weight loss goals, or just have more energy, or have a skincare goal, then here is another product if they are thinking of controlling their hunger. So, and especially when it comes to weight loss goals, we know, or even energy, but weight loss goals specifically, we know that if they can control the amount of food that they eat, and the times that they eat it, then they're gonna be more likely to be more successful with reaching their goal. So Slim Hunger Control is so incredible that you can actually take it, and this is something that you can explain to somebody. When they take it, they just feel full, like a little bit more full. They don't feel as anxious to try to go and grab whatever they were thinking of eating. And what it is because of this ingredient. It's a fiber specifically, that it helps whenever it enters your system, or whenever it enters somebody's system, it's gonna help with helping it almost feel that it's already had a little bit of food, because it expands as it enters, and then it controls that feeling of, I need to go grab something to eat like right now. So I always say, take it between meals, or take it before a meal, or even during your meal. So that way you know that if you're gonna eat, whenever you're gonna eat, you're probably not gonna be eating as much during that meal. So take it a couple minutes before your meal. If you forget, take it within during the meal. But it's also beneficial if you're like running around, you know you're not gonna eat for a while, go ahead and take it, and then that way you're not as anxious whenever it's your next meal. And it's also a great one, along with the other Slim Microbiome Activating. Both have the incredible extras of chromium that help with glucose metabolism. So you know that our system is going to be a little bit more balanced by taking this two specific drinks. Now that we move on from gut health, weight management, and so on, now let's think of our skin. And it's probably one of my second favorite areas to talk about. Personally, I have my skin routine. I use my Joyum in the morning and at night, and it's something that it's almost a routine for us. But we know specifically that our skin is the almost like the first defense if from the environment to our internal body, and it's our largest organ, and it's so incredible that sometimes we just forget. But I always like to remind people that our skin care starts from within. So by starting to taking care of our health and our gut microbiome, we're starting to also help our skin be more radiant, more glowing, more healthier. And that's exactly, now that it's starting with the gut microbiome, then now let me help you also to increase that sense of glowing and so on with our Joyum system, and then our collagen, which have been incredible. So here, I'm gonna talk a little bit first about our collagen, and what makes our collagen multi-action complex so incredible is that it truly is specific for our skin. So there's different types of collagen. As many of you know, our collagen is truly that glue for all of our systems within our body, for all of our cells and so on, is that it's a protein specifically, but there's different types that target different parts of our body. So Plexus truly wanted to focus more on our skin, so we chose number 1, collagen 1 and collagen 3, so we could focus specifically on our skin. And what that does is that your skin you start to see those wrinkles probably start to disappear. And it's something that I always like to mention. How can your skin become more glowing, more radiant? And by using our gut health products along with the collagen, our collagen, you can take it with the Slim, you can blend it with your shake, you can take it at any time, and you're gonna see the results. Within 15 days, you're gonna see some results. So that's something to always remind somebody. And I always say, take your before and after pictures, because you'll be surprised how much it's not only for your face, but your entire body, your skin. The skin elasticity will be a lot better. What that means is that when your skin is more elastic, it's also going to be stronger. And what that means is going to be that it's starting to, you're going to start seeing either other body, certain skin marks that you had seen before. You're going to start those to be a lot more tighter and a lot better. So one of the things I always like to remind everyone is that because it has those ingredients that are going to help your skin elasticity and your skin strength, it's more likely that your skin is going to be a lot healthier and a lot more firm too. So that's something to remind everybody. And now let's go on to our Joyum. Our Joyum, I mean, this is, it's definitely that age-defining serum that we have, and you can take it in the morning, you apply it to your face in the evening. And what it is truly those two serums. It's almost like an everything in one package for skincare. What I love to mention about this one, and I always love that if you can share with everybody, is that Plexus truly is innovative, and this specific product too, with the microbiome, skin microbiome activating components and technology that is applied to the serum, that it truly is helping that microbiome of our skin to become more healthy as well. So this is something that is true, and I'm sure you're seeing the results, that your skin is more glowing, that your skin is more radiant, and that's exactly why also with the microbiome of the skin is being more healthy as well. And as we start to finish up this presentation, then we move on from our skincare. We also have other products that you can, that all of you are sharing, but one specifically is all of our actives, our X factors, our Vitabiome, our kids vitamins. And we know how important taking a multivitamin, a great multivitamin, it's for our health on a daily basis. And these are just other products that you can discuss, but I would love to go into active because it's also one of my favorite. I always say is that pick me up in the whatever time. So if you like to replace your morning coffee, it's a great one. It does have those 100 milligrams of caffeine from natural sources, the yerba mates, the green tea extract. And along with that caffeine, it also has the L-theanine, and the L-theanine is what helps us combine with the caffeine to help us not only give us that energy, but also help us focus. So a lot of times if somebody's feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm just feeling all over the place, you know, there's so much going on, having a little bit more energy, but focused energy, it's going to be the key to almost help us just focus on what's the task ahead, or what I need to do next. So I always love taking it in the mid-afternoon personally. You can replace 2 a day. It is really that energizer along with your helping you focus. Take it even before your workout so you can enjoy the benefits. It's a great flavor as well. And to finish off this presentation, I just want to remind you that our products are, I always like to say, our products are fitting somebody's lifestyle. Their lifestyle doesn't have to fit our products. So if you can always share that on how our products can fit whatever their goals are, whatever their intentions are, then that's how they can apply it every single day. It becomes part of their routine. And it's something that they can actually make a daily decision just to be healthier by taking their Plexus products. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Estella. Sorry, my camera was having some issues, but thank you for those overall health tips and stats and information on our products. That was amazing. So next up, it's my pleasure to introduce you to a woman who loves lifting up others around her. She's a boy mom to 3, is married to the love of her life, who is a teacher and a coach. She became an ambassador in September of 2015, and prior to Plexus, she worked as a pharmacist. She is known for her ability to find joy in everything. So please help me welcome Sapphire Ambassador from Kansas, Wesley Bishop, and she is here to talk to us about defining your why and sharing your story.
Thank you, Sam. Hey, guys. So 4.5 years ago, guys, I was miserable. I honestly thought it was just a normal part of being a mom to be tired all the time. But when I started to have other health issues, I started to think, what if there could be more to life than this? What if I could actually enjoy time with my kids? You guys, I had dreamt of being a mom my entire life. And here I was, a mom of 2 at the time, and I felt like I should have been living the dream, but instead I felt like I was drowning. I was overwhelmed anytime I had to spend an extended period of time with them. I couldn't wait to go to work because it was a welcome and needed break from my kids. I never would have voiced those feelings aloud at the time because I was embarrassed. I was ashamed. I thought, what is wrong with me? What kind of mom feels that way? So my why was super simple when I got started. I wanted to feel better. I just wanted to be able to show up as a mom and as a wife. I never planned on ever telling anyone I was doing this. Guys, I was a pharmacist and my ego was getting in the way. I was so afraid of being judged. But as I started to feel better, I started to feel selfish and convicted for not sharing. I knew that there had to be other moms and dads out there that were feeling the same way as me. I also knew that it was part of my purpose to help people. So at that point, my why shifted and I started sharing because I wanted to help others feel better. I wanted to help others show up for their families. At the time, I still didn't really think I wanted or needed this business. I was very driven and passionate in my career as a pharmacist. I didn't really feel like I needed the money, but guys, when I started to feel better, when I started to not be sleeping my evenings and weekends away, something kind of crazy happened. I realized that I really actually enjoyed time with my kids, and I began to desire more time with them. I dreaded going to work because it was taking me away from them. And my eyes were open to what I had been missing. I had this old tape in my head that told me that people that stayed home with their kids were crazy. Like, I really thought that I could never be a stay-at-home mom because I didn't have what it took. I couldn't handle it. Besides, I was the primary breadwinner in my family, and so it just wasn't even possible for me to stay home. So even if I wanted to, it just wasn't possible. But I was sitting there desiring more time with my kids. Like, I wanted nothing more than more time with my kids. And I was starting to make a little bit of money with Plexus by helping people. And I started to dream. I started to think, what if this business could be my answer? So my why became to make enough so I could stay home with my kids. So I could be there for the field trips, the class parties, the sporting events, the concerts. You know, be there when my kids are sick, when there's no school, like right now. So I could be there for all the milestones as my youngest grew up. So I could travel to see my sick friends and family because, guys, I lost my dad and my grandpa 2 years ago, and I couldn't be there in the end. I realized that I valued time above all else, so that was my driving force. And I'm so happy to tell you guys that in June of last year, I was able to quit and stay home with my kids. And the picture on the middle of the screen here is a picture of my last day of work. My kids came to pick me up from work and they were excited. I was excited. It was amazing. If you guys don't already know that the possibilities of this business are endless, I'm here to tell you that they are. This opportunity is real. You have to be willing to put time into it and effort into it, put yourself out there, but it is worth it. So here I am. I've been living this big dream, this big why for about 9 months now. And over the last few months, I noticed that I didn't have that driving force, that urgency, that sense of urgency that I had before, and I couldn't figure out why. I was still working, but my heart wasn't in it the same way. So when I found out that I was training on this, I laughed because I knew that I needed that extra kick in the pants to remind me to redefine my why. I should have done it a long time ago. So please know that just because I'm here training today, all of these wonderful ladies are here training today, it doesn't mean that we always do everything perfectly. We don't always have everything all figured out. But when we fall or we fail, we get back up and we keep moving forward. So since I wanted to keep moving forward, I redefined my why. And right now it's kind of twofold. So the first part of my why now is I want to be diamond because I want that extra income so that I can take my kids, we can take our kids on family vacations, on trips. We want to have those extra funds so that we don't have to, interrupt or put off our debt payoff schedule because we really want to be debt free. That's something that's important to us. But we also think that memories and traveling and adventures are way more important than material things, and we want our kids to have those adventures. The second part of my why, guys, involves my dad. So the picture on the center of the screen here is a picture of me and my dad at convention. And like I said, we lost him 2 years ago, but his life during the last 2 years of his life, while he was battling cancer, he had an amazing quality of life. He said that he was thriving instead of merely surviving. Before he started Plexus and other lifestyle changes, his life consisted of my stepmom helping him from his bed down the stairs to the couch in the mornings and back up to his bed at night. That was in March. By October of the same year, he was at Leaders Retreat with us in Dallas, and he walked that 5K with a little pep in his step. Some of you guys were there and saw it. If you did, I want you to comment because it was amazing. It was amazing. He was passionate about sharing Plexus with everyone and wanted to leave a lasting impact. So part of my why is to continue to carry out his legacy with a mission to change as many lives as possible. And of course, part of that means continuing to share Plexus. That always will be the case, but it goes beyond that. And the first part of that is going to be taking my kids on mission trips. And I don't know where else it's going to take us, but I cannot wait to see where else this takes us. Okay, so as you guys can see from my story, your why will change all the time. You've got to be cognizant of that and reevaluate and redefine often. Don't be like me and let yourself get stuck because you haven't taken the time to redefine it. So when I first got started, someone told me to write down my why. And I'm a good student, so I did it, right? But it was kind of half-heartedly, and then I set it aside and forgot about it. Has anyone else done that? Did anybody else do that when they got started? Like, didn't really understand the importance of their why? But guys, it was when I decided to really get serious about digging deep and figuring out why I was doing this, like what was going to keep me going in this. When I started to do that, that's when I felt like I started to fight for my dreams. And that's when something shifted in my business and my business really started to grow. So guys, dig deep, be clear about what you want, get to the heart of it and be specific. When I told you guys that my why was to make enough so I could be home with my kids, I didn't stop there. I dug deeper because I knew that that dollar amount that I needed, that was not enough to keep me going. But you better believe the desire to be home with my kids and be present with them was. And I took it a step further, guys. I told you to be specific. So when my youngest was born, he was, I already had this desire to be home with my kids. I already really wanted to be home with my kids. And so it killed me to go back to work after maternity leave. Like, it killed me, hurt my heart so much. So I started to write down everything that I was missing that I wasn't willing to miss anymore. So when my daycare provider texted me and said, Kellen just rolled over. Kellen just walked 3 steps. Kellen just said mama for the first time. I wrote those things down. When my oldest, who is a preteen and thinks he's too cool for his mom anymore, when he asked me to volunteer for his class and I had to say no because I couldn't get the time off work, I wrote it down. Because when I got caught up in the I don't have time excuses in the I can't do this anymore. I don't have the time to work my business and work full time and be a mom and be a wife and be a volunteer and be all the things. When I started to feel that way, all I had to do was get that list out, and I knew I had to make the time. I knew the only way to gain the time that I desired with them was to invest time in my business now, right then and there. You guys have heard this before, but I had to turn my excuses as to why I couldn't work the business into my reasons why I had to work the business. Les Brown says, when your why is big enough, you will find your how. I love that, and I think it's so true and so fitting. If you're not taking the time to clearly define your why, your heart's not going to be in it. Trust me, I know from experience. And guess what? If your heart's not in it, your team's going to sense that, and they're going to follow your lead. So my challenge to all of you over this next week is to sit down and do that. Define your why, dig deep, get to the heart of it, be specific, figure out exactly what is driving you in this. And if you have a hard time figuring that out, ask your upline, a sideline, a friend, your spouse, somebody to help you dig deep. And once you've defined that, then I want you guys to share that with your team. So post it on your team page, and then reach out to your leaders and sit down and do this with each one of them. Okay? Help them to vision cast. If they tell you they need an extra $500 a month, don't let them stop there. Ask them, what will that mean to you? How will that make you feel? What kind of stress will that relieve for your family? What will that mean for your family? Ask those questions to help them dig deep. If you love them and you really want them to be successful, I think this is a very, very, very important step. And honestly, it's one that I've been missing. I think it's easy when somebody joins your team to give them all the tasks, right? Tell them to post and to message and all the things. But if we're missing this part, this is like the foundation that makes those other things easier, right? If we have a really strong why, it makes, like Les Brown says, the how becomes much easier, right? So what I am doing now, every single month, beginning of the month, now that I've got my why all written out, I'm taking it out at the beginning of every month and I'm looking at it. And this is going to do a couple of things for me, and hopefully for you if you decide to do this as well. One, it's going to relight my flame, right? Relight my fire and remind me why I'm doing this. And two, it's going to help me to remember to reevaluate, right? To look at it and say, is this still serving me? Is this still motivating me? Is this still relevant, or have I already achieved this? Do I need to redefine? Now, this last bullet might seem out of place. You guys might think, what in the heck does don't prejudge have to do with my why? But hear me out, guys. There is no way for us to know the desire of other people's hearts. We can't know what their why will be or what it could evolve into. I didn't even know that this was a desire of mine. It was buried deep inside my heart. I was fulfilled in my career and I was passionate about it, and I didn't feel like I needed anything else. I didn't feel like I had time for anything else. I didn't think that I needed the money, right? But God knew. And look at me now, guys, okay? So don't ever, please don't ever fail to share this gift, this amazing gift of an opportunity with somebody because you think they won't want it or need it. It's not our decision to make. It's our job to present this opportunity to them and show them that the possibilities are endless so that they can make the choice for themselves. All right, so I want to know in the chat, now that we've talked through all of that, I want to know how many of you feel like you have a clearly defined why? How many of you get tears in your eyes when you think about that why? How many of you, when you're having a hard day, hard week, hard season, can think about that why and it propels you forward? Does it push you to do the hard things? If not, you need to dig deeper. Your why may not be big enough, or maybe you just haven't clearly defined it yet. I truly believe that one of the differences between someone who quits when things get too hard and someone who sticks with it is their why. And it's not that one person's why is bigger than somebody else's. It's just that some people take the time to really define their why and really get to the heart of it, and some people don't. Please be one of those people who does. And I'd love for you guys to share your why in the comments. All right, so we're gonna shift gears a little bit here now. And this is going to be short and sweet because I think sharing your story is simple. It's truly about making a connection with someone. And I'm going to just go like a tiny bit science nerdy on you guys really quickly. But did you guys know that when you hear a story, your body starts to produce more oxytocin? So you start to feel an instant connection with the person that's telling the story. So when I started talking to you guys this morning, I started with a story because I wanted you guys to feel a connection to me. I wanted you to be able to relate to me because I knew if I could accomplish that my words were way more likely to cause an impact, to have an impact on you. And isn't that why we are all here? Isn't that why we share our stories? Isn't that why we share about Plexus every day so that we can make an impact? That's why I do. I once heard it said that we don't read the resume of someone we admire. We read their biographies. Guys, people want to see you. Okay, they don't just want to see all the perfect, the positive, the amazing, right? They want to see the highs and the lows. They want to see real life. They want to see you be vulnerable. So when I started this morning, I shared something with you guys that I'm not necessarily proud of. I told you guys that I didn't enjoy being around my kids. That is not something that's easy to share or that I necessarily like sharing. But it's vulnerability like that that allows other people to see that you're human. And when they see that you're just a normal person, just like them, they start to think, well, maybe I could do what she does. Maybe I could be successful at what she's doing. It gives them hope. So when you're sharing your story, Plexus related or not, be real, be you, be vulnerable, show your face, and share often. I think it's easy to think, well, I've already shared my story 2, 3, 10 times. Everybody's already seen it or heard it, but that's just not the case, right? So we've got to share often. We got to share in different ways. We've got to share how Plexus fits into our everyday life, and we've got to share our daily life, just our lives, right? And one way that I like to do that, because I know that my audience relates to it, is by sharing just mom life things, right? Like hashtag mom life. Who can't relate to that? I know a lot of my audience can, and maybe your audience is different, so find what they relate to. But this is an example of it. This picture on this slide here was I was getting ready for work. It was when I was still working. I have my robe on. I don't know if you can see that in the picture, but I'm still in my robe trying to get ready for work. And my sweet little boy comes in and he's crying and he says, "Hold me, mama." And I couldn't say no to that, right? He was only happy in my arms. So I'm sitting there like soaking in all the snuggles, loving all of the snuggles. And I'm thinking, why in the world did I take the time to put eye makeup on my first eye? Because now I've got to finish eye makeup on my other eye. Like, this is why I don't wear makeup anymore, right? Hashtag mom life. Totally just a real life moment. So just share your life, you guys. All right, if we could go to the next slide. I want you guys to hear me out. When I talk about sharing the highs and the lows, I don't mean sharing drama or negativity on social media. That is not what I'm about. I don't think that there is room for that on social media or really in general at all. But you can share the highs and the lows and do it in such a way that it adds value to somebody, okay? So this is a post that I posted, and again, it was just an everyday life post. It wasn't about Plexus, although the way that I responded to my kids that morning was a lot different than it would have been if I hadn't had Plexus. But this was a hard morning. This was a hectic morning. This was, you know, everything that could go wrong did. The kids were fighting. They couldn't find their shoes. They couldn't find their coats. We were running late, and we get out to the car, and guess what? Mom can't find her keys either. So we're already running late. It's not a short distance to school. So we have to walk to school, but really it's because we're late. It's like a run, a skip, hold Evan, piggyback, and run with them on my back to school, right? And we're almost to school that morning. And as I'm running with 40 pounds of Evan on my back, he says, "Mom, my hands are getting tired." Like, it was the sweetest, cutest little thing ever. And it made me laugh. And it totally gave me a perspective shift on my entire day, my entire morning. And before that moment, I already knew that I was going to share about this morning because I'm a sharer and it's a good mom life thing to share, right? But I knew I had a choice. I could share about all the yuck from the morning, about how my schedule was thrown off, about, oh, I had a bad morning, so now my whole day is going to be bad. Like I could have thought those things and shared those things. But instead, I chose to share in such a way that would hopefully add value to somebody's day, right? That would hopefully bring a smile to someone's face, that could help somebody else have a perspective shift on their bad morning or their bad day, that could maybe show another mom or dad out there that they're not alone. Like they're not the only one that has lost their keys or been late to school or whatever. So guys, just share real life, share the highs and the lows, and it doesn't have to be in a negative way. All right, when I first got started with Plexus, tell me if this is you too. I was not a fan of the selfie. Like I did not like to share pictures of myself. And honestly, it was a total ego thing. Like I did not want people to see me looking anything less than my best, okay? So when I started, I was posting a lot, but I was posting a lot of graphics. So this graphic on this picture on the left-hand side, I was posting a lot of that kind of thing. And I noticed that my posts weren't getting any attention. I wasn't getting any comments or any likes. And honestly, my brain first went to like, okay, nobody likes Plexus and nobody wants to do this with me, right? That's where my brain went. And then I was like, well, wait a minute though. I have other friends that are sharing about Plexus and their posts are getting attention. So maybe it's not Plexus. Maybe I need to change something that I'm doing. Not always easy to self-reflect like that, right? And I looked at their posts and they were posting pictures of themselves, pictures of their family, pictures of their life. And so I was like, okay, I guess I need to kick that dang ego to the curb again. And I decided that it was worth it to be uncomfortable if people would actually read my posts, right? I had zero chance of making an impact on somebody if people were just scrolling right on past my posts. And if posting a picture of myself that I didn't really like or didn't really want to share made it so that somebody read my post and was impacted by it, then it was worth it. So the graphic was less scary, less vulnerable, but it was also less real and less likely to cause an impact. So this picture here on the slide of me is not the most flattering picture, right? But if you look at the post, it is fitting, okay? The post is about being a sleep-deprived mama who is thankful that she has a healthy breakfast, even though she didn't get up in time to make one, and is thankful for her all-day energy, like her secret weapon to give her all-day energy. So a picture straight out of bed with bed head and no makeup was fitting for that post. And it's, again, not a flattering picture, but I decided that I was going to share real pictures of myself, real unfiltered pictures, because I knew that it didn't matter if people didn't think I looked perfect and beautiful all the time, because I don't, and they don't either, and it's more relatable. Now, don't get me wrong, I still post pictures when I look like I do today, because I actually did my hair and makeup today. But if you see me out at the grocery store or something, I'm gonna look a lot more like this picture on this slide and a whole heck of a lot less like I do today. So I'm gonna post both because that's just the real me. All right, if we could go to the next slide, please. All right, so this is just another example, you guys. This picture and this graphic are telling the same story, but the picture is way more likely to have an impact than the graphic, right? So guys, go out and share and be real, be you, be vulnerable, share often, and share in such a way that makes an impact on somebody's day or life. Share in such a way that adds value to others. And please, please, please take the time to redefine your why this week. You will not regret it. Thanks, guys.
All right, everybody, was absolutely incredible. Thank you again for sharing those amazing testimony. You are absolutely incredible. So I'm going to do 3 quick giveaways because we've got to
keep it going and get it quick. I hope everybody can hear me okay. Please let me know in the chat if you can or cannot. For the 3 people that I have picked that have been rocking the chat, first person is going to be, forgive me if I say this wrong, Rachel or Raquel Ross in Arkansas. She said, bad weather. And I just want to appreciate you for keep hopping it off, keeping to come back on, even though your connection is kind of killing you right now. So we appreciate you for just hanging in there and staying with us today. Lakeisha Jackson, when she said these stories I can hear all day, I am with you, girl. I can honestly listen to Wesley talk all day. You guys are absolutely incredible. I love your testimonies. And the last person is Miss Giannina Balan, who mentioned having a strong foundation and relating to that with Wesley. So congratulations, ladies. I'm super excited for you. I hope everyone is well, and take care.
Hey, thank you so much, Jade. Congratulations to those who won some really cool swag. If you would, please shoot us a private message with that shipping information so we can get it out to you quick. Next, we are going to keep this excitement going. We have a very special woman, Jenny Caspers. She is an Emerald Ambassador, and you are going to love the tips she has to share about expanding your network. Jenny, are you there?
I am here. Can you see me?
I can't see you yet.
I clicked it. I clicked it. What do we do?
Camera working really quick. Perfect. Great. Hey, Jenny, take it away.
Okay, it's all frozen. But anyway, hello, you guys. Okay, let's talk about expanding your network. Wesley, that was so wonderful and so heartfelt and so moving. Thank you for sharing your story. It was so fun to sit and listen to. And it was just the thing to power me up to talk about this. So what I want to do is get really practical with you guys and talk a lot about Instagram. So Facebook is awesome, and I think a lot of you share on Facebook, and it's kind of been the way to share on social media, and things are changing. Instagram is an incredible place to share, and I highly, highly recommend it. I'm just gonna move this out of the way here. I highly recommend it because you can kind of share your whole self. It's like a screenshot of you. When someone goes to your Instagram page, they see 9 little squares, pictures that represent you, and you have the power to show your heart in that grid. It's laid out very differently than Facebook, which is like little snippets, and you go to someone's page and you scroll and scroll and scroll to get all this information. And Instagram is kind of really tight-knit and personal. So I have been on Instagram now for almost 4 years, and it's kind of my wheelhouse. I'm not very good at Facebook, but I do get Instagram, and I started on there just to share pictures, to be creative. And what I found was a whole world out there, and there is a huge marketing opportunity on Instagram. It is huge, and Plexus is a way to make a huge income through Instagram. There are a lot of people that are sharing ads and working with companies these days. It's like commercials are the olden days, and having an influencer post on Instagram is the new way to share products. And from what I have seen in my experience on Instagram, Plexus is a huge income opportunity compared to those other things. So the gift that we have is huge financially, and also just this really awesome way to promote yourself personally and share your heart with people. So my first tip on Instagram, well, first of all, I want to make sure you all have one. And if you're intimidated by it, I hope today is going to help you to be more confident about what you're going to put out there. But my first tip is to be authentic. Of course, always be authentic. Always share your true story and speak from your heart. I know that it's It's going to be a work in progress to get on your video, your stories and share, but for sure, at least in your feed pictures, have your caption be your heart that you're presenting to the world. And then to be open and friendly. Open meaning communicate with people. It's a back and forth. When they come to you, answer their questions and reach out to them. You are this continual open book with people and having relationships. And then be friendly. You want to be a bright light on Instagram. There's a lot of negativity out there. There's also a lot of pride of people trying to be very, very perfect. And so this goes along with what Wesley was saying, is you want to just be real and not be all about having the perfect image and putting on a show. That's kind of what I mean. So with Instagram, you guys, if you want to be successful on there, you need to talk every single day. Every day. I want you to post to your stories and your feed. Now, this is very important. Share things other than Plexus, please. One of the things that kept me from starting Plexus, honestly, was seeing some accounts that were like, actually kind of the photo that Wesley posted about with the coffee cup, you know, all of those, the images with words and things. I can't emotionally connect to that. And so to me, when I see a post like that, I say, trying to sell something, and most people do too, and so they scroll right past it, and that was something that actually kept me from doing Plexus. How sad is that? But it's true, because I said, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be a sales machine. And so thank goodness that I took the chance to try it, because now I see I can do whatever I want and I can be me. And a lot of that involves sharing Plexus, but sharing other things about me. So I talk later about other things that you can share. But when someone comes to your Instagram page, there's those 9 grid squares. I want for sure one of those to be obviously Plexus. Like, because when people scroll, I want it to be, oh, there's a Plexus post. Oh, there's a pink drink. I recognize that drink. Oh, there's some capsules, you know, and the rest of it needs to be all the other things. And if you need ideas, I'll talk about those in a little bit, but you just don't want to oversaturate with Plexus, and your own photos are best, like what Wesley did with the selfie with the pink drink. That is best. So in order to be really successful on Instagram, now, before I did Plexus, it was like a job. It's a job to grow on Instagram. It takes a lot of time because it's just not the way that it used to be. These days, you guys, it's really hard to grow. It just is. So I wouldn't get your hopes up, and I also wouldn't get down on yourself if you're not getting followers. It's the way that it is these days. And I'm going to give you some tips to get followers, but just don't get down on yourself. I really, really mean that. If you are posting on Instagram already and you're not getting very many likes, and you're seeing someone else is getting a lot of likes, please don't take that personally. Back a while ago, that might have been a reflection of what you were posting, but these days it's a reflection of how much you're being seen. Now, the people that are being seen and getting a lot of likes on their pictures, they are either, like I said, working all the time, commenting, liking, posting, interacting, because then Instagram rewards them for that kind of behavior. And they say, wow, you like our app, you participate in our app, we like this, we're gonna get you out there more and show you more often. And also, there are some other things that are out there that involve people are paying for likes a lot these days. They're paying for followers. So you can't compare. You just can't. That's very, very common these days. And I definitely recommend you do not do that because Instagram does frown upon it, and they will limit your view and your reach if they see a third-party network being interacted with your feed. And also it's just a number. It's not quality. These are just fake accounts, and it's just not worth it these days. So in order to be as successful as you can on Instagram, I do really recommend that you do an hour a day. Comment, comment, comment. You can like all the photos you want to like. That's great, but people don't necessarily notice that. if they have a smaller account, they'll see, oh, that person liked my photo. Oh, that person, and maybe they'll go check out your page or something. But you want to comment, because people see comments, they do. And the best thing you can do is ask a question, because then they can respond to you, and right away you're making a relationship. Go to someone's page and just be like, oh my gosh, how did you make that? Or can you please let me know where you bought that? Just go interact and keep checking in with people. And when you comment, that's how they're gonna see you. And then there's this whole cool thing with the algorithm that you'll be popping up more for them. So that's pretty cool. Reply to stories. Stories are the nice little circles up at the top. Facebook has it too. Instagram has it, and it is all the rage. It is very popular. If you are not watching those stories, you got to get on that bandwagon. It is perfect for sharing Plexus. It is perfect for it. Because this is where people want to see the real and the raw. This is where you're going to share all the stuff about your life, things that go wrong, maybe how you made something. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, but replying to people's stories is another big deal. They appreciate that very, very much, because each time you send a little heart or you reply or ask a question, that's boosting them in the algorithm as well as yourself. And so you want to have that constant banter all the time. Another thing to spend in your Instagram time during the day would be when you find these accounts that you are interacting with, or maybe you really look up to them. Maybe you see somebody, you're like, oh my gosh, she has such charisma, such an awesome personality. I want her on my team, right? And so you're gonna take her account, and up in the corner on her account, there are 3 little dots. You're gonna send her account in a chat to yourself. You can send a chat to yourself. And that's actually where I keep all my valuable information. That's where I keep things I want to copy paste. That's where I keep links. That's where I keep maybe write-ups that I've really found that worked. And so that's where I send accounts that I know I want to stay in touch with. And so you kind of have this time where you go to all those accounts and you just go and you interact with them. Okay, so another thing is you're gonna wanna get photo filters or learn how to edit your photos. I'm a firm believer that you don't have to be a photographer to be successful on Instagram. You don't. I really truly believe even the darkest whatever photo that's just not that exciting can be made pretty. And now I know that, we talked a little bit with Wesley about, it doesn't have to be the pretty. On Instagram, you do want to show pretty on your page. Doesn't mean you have to be all pretty and done up, but the photos have to be as good of quality that you can put out. And that's something you can learn. Photography is a skill you'd have to learn, but editing is so much easier to learn. So one recommendation that's really popular is to get a photo filter. It's one app that I recommend greatly, and that's called Presco. You can just go download it in the App Store. It is, I believe, $4.99, but worth it galore, because it has about 100 different filters to choose from. And the cool thing about it is you can fade the intensity in and out, because the last thing you want to do is add filters to your photos and they're like bright orange, all like, so dark or so bright. You want it to be something a little realistic, because photo filters are likely to go out of style too. But that's why I really recommend Presco, because you can fade the intensity in and out. And another thing, when you first are putting a photo up on Instagram, they offer incredible editing tools. They really do. That brightness, the filters that they offer, highlights, sharpening, those are really good editing tools. They actually are. They didn't skimp on it. So brighten up those photos, make the color look good. Sometimes when we photograph things in our home, they're very yellowy and you want to cool it down. So definitely work on the quality of your photos, because this is why I say this, and it seems very unplexus related, but it is. Trust me, because when you reach out to someone, your Instagram page is a reflection of who you are. You want to look professional. You don't want to look intimidatingly professional, but you want to look like you know what you're talking about, like you're a respectable human being, like you are you know, friendly and caring, but also you got a good head on your shoulders and you know how to do things, and that you're probably not trying to rip them off when you're messaging them, that you are really, truly, you know, you got something good to say, right? Your Instagram is your resume. You want it to look as good as it can, whatever that means for you. So give value to your audience. We're going to talk a bit about that soon, which is really just about what you post. You want to give people little gifts of things that they come to you for, like whether it's a recipe, that's a gift to them. Plexus is a gift to them. A lot of people view it as you trying to take from them to sell to them. So be conscious of how you share about that, that this is really something, especially right now with everything going on, this is something from your heart that you're trying to gift to the world. So search out people you'd like to work with. I kind of talked about that. Look for someone that maybe they get a lot of comments. That's huge, right? Because likes are likes, they could be bought, but comments show people are interested in this person. They respect this person and want to talk to them. And then people watch their stories, see their personality. Are they really personable? Are they confident? That's somebody that you want on your team and that you want to be friends with. Utilize hashtags. Okay, hashtags are really big on Instagram. I will say, honestly, they used to be much more helpful. There's a lot of weird stuff going on right now with the algorithm. It's not as dependable in black and white. I could share with you what I used to know, but now it's very up in the air. I'm just gonna say it. But people use hashtags all the time. So a general rule, I want you to write this down if you can. Use a hashtag, number one, that you think someone's gonna type in and search for. You know, sometimes we think, I don't know what's a good example of something that we would make a hashtag. I don't know, like good morning, maybe. How many of you are going on your Instagram page right now and typing, oh, I want to see what's under good morning. Oh, well, good morning to that person. People aren't doing that, right? So you want to think of what would they be searching? It's almost like Google search. What would they be typing in, you know? Like one thing that people do a lot is how to lose weight. Quick weight loss, you know, that's something that people do type in. So when you type in a hashtag, this is the other thing I want you to look for. This is how you know if it's a good one to use or not. It needs to have over it. So when you type it in, a little number is going to pop up. That's how many people have used that hashtag before. It's showing its popularity. So you want to post something that has about over 40,000 entries underneath it. That means it's fairly popular. It's more likely something that someone is out there searching for. And then the opposite end of the spectrum, if it has over 1 million people posting under it, that's way too popular. Way too popular. Somebody's gonna go over there and they're gonna scroll, 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 and your photo is gonna get lost in the midst of everything because it's too popular. There's a couple of good ones I've thought of, like inflammation. That's a good one. We're lucky. It's still not that big. That's a really good hashtag to use. Another one, gut health is getting pretty big, but there's like gut health matters, things like that. Yeah, you want to just go look around and find them that are between, I'd say no more than 900,000 underneath them, and you'll find a lot of good ones. Make a list. Make a list in your phone, in your notes. Send a list of hashtags to yourself. And don't use the same ones over and over. So weird, but that's something that Instagram says, nope, I don't like that, because they are taking advantage of our hashtag system to try to promote something, because it's very weird, but basically Instagram wants you to have a business account and pay to promote if you have a product to sell. And so they limit you. So you want to kind of stay under the radar as promoting. It's just so they get money. Anyway, so yes, speaking a lot about this, utilize hashtags. One more way to utilize hashtags that I love. Go under hashtag where you live, your city, even your state. You'll find some really good hashtags related to where you live, even if it's like a popular location or something. Or else you can also search by location next to where you search under the hashtags. This is so beneficial because people love when they're from the same place. Oh my gosh, you're from Minnesota? I'm from Minnesota. So do you know about this? Oh, I know about that. And so you right away have this connection with someone. It's a friendly opener. So definitely respond and like and comment on people in your location. Just whenever you have a spare moment. I just sometimes in bed at night go look, and it's interesting to see too what's around. And who knows, maybe after everything that's going on right now, you can go meet those people for coffee eventually. You know, you never know, but it's really good to look under your location. All right, participate in activities. Gosh, guys, I'm talking a lot, but okay, activities. It's kind of changed these days with Instagram, but there are lots of fun things out there. There are, if you've seen loops, this is fun. So a follow loop, basically everybody posts the same photo. Usually there's like 50 people posting this one photo. It's like a mommy loop, and everybody that wants to participate in the loop is going to follow everybody that posted that photo. They kind of loop around from photo to photo. The reason they do that is because those that posted this loop photo are going to follow them back. So this is a great way to get followers. Yes, because everybody's following each other. So you could do this loop and get like 50 to 100 followers. That's cool. But what I found is, first of all, they're very, very popular these days, and they're everywhere, and people are now sick of them. So the last thing you want is for somebody to go to your page and see loops. It's just kind of it's past. It's just not fun anymore. And so when they look at your page, they think, she's trying to grow her account. Why is she trying to grow her account? Is there something tricky there? And then also the people that participate in the loop, they want followers too. And so it's all about followers. And so you don't end up having a relationship with these new followers. You certainly could. You could find some of your best friends out there through it, but the likelihood is just not likely. It's a real trade-off, follow for follow. Another thing you can do is giveaways. Giveaways also are kind of dying out these days. Sorry to be just not that like, oh, it's all gonna be so great. I'm just being real with you. People still love giveaways, so I think maybe they'll change, but this is basically what you do is you put up $20 or something, and you are followed by a giveaway account, and anyone that wants to earn the prize that the giveaway account is giving is going to follow everyone that paid the 20 bucks. So you are getting however many people enter to win that prize to follow you for $20. It is natural, organic following, but like I said, they've been overdone these days. So really, truly, the people that are entering, they just want a prize, and a lot of them unfollow afterwards. But if you use them the right way, I still am a fan. I actually used to run a giveaway page. I did for 3 years. And so if you want to write this one down, I just stopped running it. Thank goodness to Plexus. I got to take that off of my plate because I was working that, and it was a lot of work. So I do know the page, and I know that they're respectable, and I know that they do a good job, and that they try to get the most results for people. And another thing is you want to join a giveaway that fits with your niche. You got to start thinking of yourself. Who are you? What do you represent? If someone was to enter to win a KitchenAid mixer, would they like your page? You know, maybe if you're a mom and you do recipes, yeah, they'd probably keep following you. If you have nice photos and you give them value, they'll probably still follow you. So that's a good one to enter. So the giveaway page is giving.with.grace. Giving with Grace. I recommend doing them these days, maybe twice a month. No more, because again, you don't want your page to be filled with giveaways, but it is, if you want a little surge of followers, find a giveaway that's not too expensive and fits with like your vibe and who you are, and you'll get some new people coming, but just make sure that you interact with them, get some new friendships. Like that's a really great opportunity to say, hey, thanks so much for following me. I really wish you good luck with the giveaway, you know, and you can kind of spur conversation from there. Okay, oh, my Instagram is at A Clean Prism Life. That's a long story how the name got there, but that's what it is, A Clean Prism Life. Okay, stories, you guys. here's some examples for stories. Definitely write these down real quickly. Make a video of you making your pink drink. That is one of the funnest things to see on Instagram these days. I'm loving it. I'm loving seeing my friends set the camera down, make your pink drink, pour in the powder, shake it up, and put some music on it. There's an option to add music in your stories. It is so fun to watch, and I just think it's a real way for people to connect and be like, oh, they do this every day. Okay. They actually sit there and make that drink. They're not just trying to sell it. That looks fun. They're enjoying it. It's really like a happy way to start the morning. Another thing you post, a view of where you're drinking your pink drink. Just hold it up, snap a picture. Where are you? Are you on a walk? Is it a pretty view? Share a picture. That's something you could share in your stories. Okay, so I like to take a photo that is pretty of a pink drink, or that's of you holding your pink drink, and just type on all the things that it's helped you with. People love that. They love to see what it has helped you with, not what, this many gut microbes and da-da-da-da-da. They want to see you talk, like, gives me energy as a mom, like that kind of stuff. What has it really helped you with? Just spill it out there. Another thing is showing your face. It is a hard place to get to, but I do believe it's like ripping off a Band-Aid. We all have to get there. We have to get there, and it's going to make you feel so much better. Once you start to reveal your face and you do it more and more, you'll get more and more comfortable. People want to see your eyes and hear your voice. They really, really do. That's how they're going to believe you more than any other image. The image can say all the facts in the world about Plexus and how it works, but they want to hear your voice and see your truth compared to all other people. And so really work on that and getting up the strength to do it. Maybe you have to record a couple takes, but you can do it at some point when it's your time. Adding value, right? So some things you can share. So I like to think, I got this from my friend Trisha, Clean House with Kids. She's my upline. 5 things that represent you. When people come to your page, what are 5 things that you're going to give them? One is Plexus. Yes, it is. Make sure one is Plexus. What's another? Are you going to show mom life? Are you going to show, like I do home decor. I show my home. Recipes. What is your thing that you love to do? What do you do? And make sure you have 5 of them. And if you could include those in your bio up at the top, that's awesome, because then someone comes right to your page and says, oh, well, this is who she is. This is what I would be following. Yeah, so some DIYs that I did over here. There's an example. I just kind of showed a step-by-step of how I made these floral arrangements and stuff like that. And that was adding value. People were like, oh, well, now I know how to make this. And it was completely unrelated to Plexus. And I think it just gives me more depth as a person. So when I do talk about Plexus, it shows, well, this is just another aspect of her life. Plexus is. She's got health. She's got DIY and decor, it just becomes so much more natural that you aren't pushing a product. Okay, so when you post a photo to your Instagram page, there's a little airplane icon. You can share your post right to your stories and click on it like, go look at my new post. And so it's kind of this cross reference. So people are watching your stories and going to your feed. Pretty cool. Another thing, type out how much money that you can make with Plexus. I know that money is an uncomfortable subject. I know that it is, but you guys, people need it. They need it. And from what I've seen with talking to people, they really do. They just want to know, like, what's the bottom line? What's the bottom line? How much will I make? Not this whole like, oh, you can make a 6-figure income. That's so big. They can't wrap their head around that. It's so big. Like, just tell me the facts. Like, how much can I make with this? How much can I make with that? So I wouldn't share that all the time, those numbers, but that is a very powerful thing to show. Just type it all out. Okay, so this is how I get interaction with people. Again, I didn't say this yet, so not again, but I don't reach out to as many people as I have that follow me and click on a poll when it's the right time for them. So you want to put forth content that they're continually watching. And then when it's their time, they're going to click on a poll. They're going to click send me more info when it's their time. It's such a more natural way for them to express I am ready, and then you're in a conversation and they're just more open versus like you reaching out and doing a cold message and they're like, whoa, what is this? And you got to have it worded perfectly. So when you do your stories, put on a poll. That's like in the little settings you'll find where you put music, a poll, edit what the poll says. You don't, it's naturally says yes and no. We don't need anybody voting no in our poll. I don't need that negativity. So I change it to be like, yes, and more info, please. We don't need the notes, not worth the vote. Okay, and then a question box or a slide, just a way to get people interacting and letting you know, hello, this is my time, I want more information. And yeah, showing the real life behind the scenes. Okay, ideas for your feed, you guys. Photos of your family, show them who are you, what gives you joy, put a face to it. People love to say like, here are 5 facts about me, just name a couple things, show them, you know, when they go to your page, this is personal, this is who I am, this is why I do this. A picture of the pink drink somewhere in your home. You know, sometimes I don't have the pink drink like right out there front and center, but just kind of like in the background. It's a part of my life and it's not so in your face. And it works. The capsules being held in your hand. I love those photos. I love when it's like you take like an up view with your camera and you have your little capsules in your hand and maybe you've got a cute like rug or plant underneath and you just snap a couple and find your best one and put a filter on it and brighten it up and it's all good. People are like, what are those capsules? Selfie with your pink drink. Always a good one to do. A view of nature, you know, what is your niche? This is where I talked about the 5 things that represent you. That's what you're going to share on your page. And you know what? You might find taking photos and editing them is a blast. And especially right now, we're all kind of stuck at home. It's a perfect time to try it. Next. Yep. Oh, more feed ideas. That's ideas. That's right. See how I have the pink drink just kind of sitting there in the background? Oh yes, this one. Another drink that you drink. Like, I drink other things. Show water. Show a bottle of water. I love taking pictures of coffee, like pretty lattes and things like that. So they know, yeah, I drink other things. You know, like I'm a person here. I also drink my pink drink. Don't show your Coca-Cola, but you know what I mean. Like, it's not all about pushing a product, right? We want to show this is real life. An idea would be to decorate an area of your home. Like, I know your home might be a disaster haven or whatever, disaster zone, but you can clean a little corner, make it look cute, take a picture of that. You can do it and it's going to make you feel good. A picture of a book you're reading is a good idea. Maybe, you know, an overview. Oh, here you got your pink drink sitting by your book. Maybe show the cover, talk about what it's been doing for you as you read it, something like that. Oh, I love this one. Something that you were able to buy or do because of Plexus. So like your photo is not going to look all Plexus-y, but in that caption, you can say something so powerful like, this Disney World trip, because of Plexus, that's why I got to go there. It's a really great way. Like I remember when I first I got a Keurig machine. It was just $100, but I could say, I want to go buy a Keurig machine. And my friend Marianne, who's going to speak after me, she said, share that. That's so powerful that now you have enough money, you can go buy yourself a Keurig. You're like, you're right. Oh, and then show the pretty. Your Instagram feed is about the pretty stuff and your stories is about all the other stuff. All right, reach out messages. I know you guys want something like this, but I definitely recommend that you tweak it to sound like you. And please remember what I said before, that cold messages are great in their time, and for me, they're kind of a last resort. They're like, if I need new people, I just need some we could say new blood, new people to reach out to. This is something that I would do, but you gotta really tread lightly and share your heart. Another thing that I really recommend is voice messaging, okay? On Instagram, you can record your voice. So awesome. Share your heart. Words along with a voice message, because sometimes when they see a voice message, a lot of people are like, what is that? Because it's a new thing. What is this? And so write something little that's going to make them want to listen. So these are just some examples. As far as product reach out, I feel like with products, you got to be really heartfelt. Like this is a tender subject for people. You cannot act like a know-it-all with their health. And this one, I basically, if you look under hashtag something that maybe people struggle with that we know our products can help, or you see in their bio, maybe they say that they struggle with X, Y, and Z, that's someone that you can reach out to. If you struggled with that same thing, and you're reaching out to them, I think that's even better, because you can say that's exactly what I struggled with. And I found that this helps. No problem. You want to back off, like no problem, give them space, but I just wanted to share my heart that I care. And then the other one, the business I have found, you got to share your excitement. This is like the best opportunity ever. And we know that it is. We know that it is. The money you can make from home right now. You have to go into that with confidence, excitement, because they can read what you're putting off. 100%, they will read what you put in, what kind of emotion you put in. And what I really like to do with business is I add my friend Jennifer Cobb. She's my upline. She's my sponsor, my best friend. And we do it together, because I think that it makes just this happier environment where it's like these two people want to help you, and we will train you. We'll show you all the stuff if you want it, but at least let us kind of explain what it is, because it's helped us so much. And if it's not for you, that's totally fine, but this is what it is, and it's awesome. You just share that excitement. So there's some examples if you ever want to try those out. All right, call to action, you guys. This is what I want you to do, and we all got some time to do it. Make an Instagram page if you haven't already, okay? Another thing, archive. There's 3 little dots up in the corner. You can choose to archive a photo or delete it. The reason you would archive is because it takes it off of your page, but you can always put it back on, so you're not permanently deleting it. So that's helpful. But I want you to go through your feed and like wash it up, clean it up, get rid of the crap that is holding you back. Maybe word photos, or maybe something just was a bad edit. Sometimes we emotionally attach to photos. Like if it's a photo of my child, I'm like, I don't want to delete that. That's my baby. I almost feel bad deleting their cute little face. Like it's like, but I'm not rejecting my child. Just refresh your page. Like give it a haircut. Open it up, make it look prettier, even if you got to get rid of a whole bunch of stuff and kind of start fresh. Get rid of the dead weight. Then I want you to make a list of 10 accounts you'd love to work with. Now, maybe you're not going to go message someone that has 1 million followers. Please don't waste your time doing that. They don't even open their messages, okay? And if you don't get messages opened, it's common. They don't do it. But I do recommend that you email some of them, because that's what they check, their email. But I want you to think, when you reach out to someone, what are they going to look at when they come back to your page? I want them to come back and see someone that they would want to work with, that kind of mirrors who they are. Like I would probably look for moms, because I know when they come to my page, they're like, well, that's a fellow mom. You know, we have things in common. So that's what I would think about with your 10 accounts, as well as who's got that great personality, who looks smart, who looks bold. That's who you want to work with, right? Start engaging with them, send their account to yourself, do all the commenting and stuff, get that relationship going. You'll kind of feel when it's the right time to talk about Plexus. You'll feel it. And when in doubt, voice message. Voice message, and you can share your fear. Feel free to share that fear and nerves. Be like, you know, share your nerves. All right, make a list of some stories and feed ideas. You can do it. There's lots of stuff that you can share. I know it's hard, but you can do it. I want you to download that app, Press Go. Yes, it's $4.99, but I think it's worth it. It's a really, really good one. I mean that when I recommend it. There's so many options there. And then I want you to spend an hour commenting, liking, and engaging and getting all into the world, and you will see some wonderful people over on Instagram. It just has such a different vibe. I really think that you're gonna love it. So that's what I wanted to share. Oh my gosh, you guys, thanks for listening to me prattle on. And again, my name is Jenny, A Clean Prism Life. Kind of come on over and say hi, and you have got this. You've so got this.
Thank you so much, Jenny. Amazing tips about Instagram. I know I was taking tons of notes, so thank you so much. And now I'm so excited for our next speaker, Mary Ann Anderson. She is a Sapphire ambassador. She is a mom of 5, has her own podcast. She also is killing it on Instagram. Her Instagram is This Loud House. She has 53,000 followers. She loves decor, clean eating, and she joined in September of 2017 and ranked to Sapphire. So we're so excited to have her talking about prospecting and connecting on Instagram. So over to you, Marianne.
Hey, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, you guys, I just feel so honored to be here today. And I just want to give a shout out to corporate, you guys. I mean, Matthew and Ryan and Shannon and Samantha and John and April, like, thank you. I know that the past 2 weeks, I'm sure, have been exciting, and we just appreciate you guys for all the long hours. Of course, Tarl and Alec, like, thank you for all that you do. I feel like it is so, we just are so blessed, and to have the promotions that we have and to have the heart and the support, I couldn't do what I do without you guys. And so I just want you to know that, like, I just feel so blessed to be a part of this company. And I just feel honored to share with you guys today. Was Jenny Caspers insane? She was so great. Like, Jenny, you were born for this. I met Jenny Caspers on Instagram. Right when I started, I had 100 followers. It's 2.5 years. I had 100 followers, and Jenny was the nicest person to me in the world. And when I started Plexus, I thought to myself, gosh, if Jenny Caspers, a Clean Prism Life, ever joined my team, I would die. And of course, she is on the amazing Jennifer Cobb's team. And so what I want you guys to know is that whether you are going to be rocking Facebook or you're going to be rocking Instagram, you have to rock the idea of connecting. And I feel like everything that Jenny shared, it just went so great with this. She gave you guys all the tools that you need to set up a rockin' Instagram. Like, go and do. I did exactly as she taught me. And so, you know, my Instagram grew from 100 followers listening to everything Jenny said to what it is today. And I think it's very important because I hear this a lot. Well, you know, Marianne, you've built an entire business from Instagram. My whole business, Sapphire business. My husband is a Sapphire with Plexus as well. Both of our businesses have come from Instagram, right? But I didn't have 53,000 followers when I started. And so please don't let that be something that holds you back, because I built both at the same time. And so you can definitely do that. But you guys, this world is changing, has changed, and I feel like connection is more important than ever. And I don't know about you, but I have some accounts on Instagram that I feel connected to. I mean, they don't know who I am, right? But I sure love watching their stories every day. I love consuming their content. I love when they post, like, you know, the 10 things they're buying for spring. And I think, gosh, it's like a personal shopper. And I certainly swipe up. I know he gets real worried when I'm in my pajamas and I got my cell phone out and I'm going to my favorite accounts and I'm like, oh, I need that from Target. Yes. You know what I mean? But why do I do that? Why? I love to shop through Instagram. And if you haven't noticed, big brands like Walmart, they are throwing money into Instagram because they realize it's all about connections. This is the future of business. And it is all about connection. And I don't know who these people know me. I don't know them, but gosh, I know everything about their kids. And I watch every single Insta story that they put out. And I have that, right? I have that with those accounts. And the way that you are going to build a successful business is to have that connection with people. And you're going to do all the things that Jenny talked about, right? With commenting and engaging and all of those things. And that is what is going to set your voice apart from everyone else, right? That's what sets us apart in Plexus. And that's going to allow you to attract those leaders. You know, I did not cold message the amazing Jennifer Cobb, who is, of course, Sapphire ambassador and Jenny's sponsor. I did not. She reached out to me. Now, how does that happen? How do you create that on Instagram? Do you have to have the perfect home? No. Do you have to have everything amazing all the time? No. You have to stop honestly worrying about being interesting, and you have to be interested in other people. Once you get all of the technical stuff in place, right? What sets you apart is the fact that you are invested in pouring into the lives of other people, right? And so when I get on social media every day, I'm not gonna lie, you guys, the past couple of days, I've had moments where I'm like, I don't feel like showing up today. But you know what? It's important because these people I know are invested in the content and in the value that I am giving, and I owe it, right, to these people that I am connecting with. And I take that really seriously. And so how do you add level ones? How do you, once somebody says, you know, I'm interested in Plexus, you post a testimony, you've got these polls, then how in the world, right, do you take them from point A to point B? And then how in the world, right, do you then have somebody new that's signing up? And so this is what I'm going to teach you guys, okay? And if you look at your screen, of course, if you are working Facebook, and I don't want to leave Facebook out, but definitely online groups are huge. And here's the thing about Instagram. There is this whole underground world in your niche that you had no idea was going on. I guarantee you. And so it's very important that you connect with those people in your niche, and whether if it's on Facebook, it might be a Facebook group, but on Instagram, there's gonna be that community and you're gonna find that, right? And the other thing, you guys, that I do wanna talk about is when somebody reaches out, and if we can go skip over to the slide, when somebody votes in your poll, we can skip to that. Oh, this is my, this is a story how I shared. You guys can go see this is on my IGTV. But if we can go to the next one, when somebody votes in your story or poll. So I want to talk about, this is my message that I send. And I feel like on Instagram, because a lot of the people that I work with, I don't know, right? They're strangers. And so we're working to build that connection. And so, you know, you are going to have to work harder at that. And you're probably going to have to talk to more people, right? When you are working in your warm market, you know, you talk to your 5 friends and they're all interested, and maybe 3 or 4 of them are going to sign up, right? But on Instagram, I talk to a lot of people, you guys. And very rarely do I send this message when somebody votes in a poll and then they immediately say, yes, I am ready to sign up, let's go. It takes lots and lots and lots and lots of layering. And that's why it's so important that you show up and that you continue to build that relationship with them. For example, I stalked Clean House with Kids, Trisha Rager, my upline and sponsor, for 6 months. 6 months. I even told her no when she sent me one of these messages, and I had to be ready. And so if you feel like if you're doing all the things on Instagram and you feel like you're frustrated, then I want to suggest that you need to widen the amount of people that you're talking to. Okay, so when somebody votes in a poll, this is an example of a message that I'll send, and very, 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 very many times people don't respond to that. And then a month later, I'll get a message and they'll respond. And so you just never know, but you've got to send the message and you've got to keep putting up the content. So that would be an example of what I post when somebody votes in a story. If we go to the next slide, when somebody request information on a testimony. Now, if you guys go to my Instagram feed right now, which is this Loud House, I left up some content for you guys just so that you can kind of see. I post testimonies at least twice a week. This is how I've always done it. Why do I post testimonies? Because they're stories, because they work, because they resonate with people, and they build connection. Okay. But you got to kind of find what your audience wants. My audience, they just must know I am not a sciencey girl. And so when I post all the sciencey stuff, it doesn't resonate with them. But you might have, you know, a different audience than me. My audience loves testimonies. Okay. So what I do is usually I pick a high engagement time, which for me is Monday morning and Friday morning, and I will post a testimony. Now, some testimonies are going to just go crazy and everybody's going to ask for information. And some testimonies, it's going to be like your sponsor's the only one that comments, but you just never know. Like, there's no rhyme or reason. I've been doing this for a super long time, and posting these testimonies, and sometimes one will be great and sometimes they won't. Okay. But you got to post them. So I've got two up here and you can just kind of see the difference. And then I've got a couple examples of how I post with me personally with the pink drink, with holding the products, right? Kind of what Jenny was talking about. So normally I don't have this much Plexus in my feed, but I wanted to kind of leave this up so you guys could see. I do archive testimonies. After about 48 hours or so, once kind of it's died down, then I will archive it, unless it's my own testimony, and then I'll leave it up, okay? But again, you don't want to have a feed full of testimonies. And so I post those twice a week. And then when somebody says, send me some information, what are you taking? This is what I reply. And then I send them a DM. And this is what I send. Notice that I always end with a question so we can start that conversation. If they respond with their health goals, we immediately take it to hopefully a voice conversation back and forth. I always send the triplex video, you guys, no matter what welcome pack. I always send the triplex video because I feel like it really explains what we are in Plexus. Right? And so I keep it very simple. She responds with her health goals, and I say, Sarah, oh my goodness, Plexus is going to help you so much with that. I don't go on a long tangent about how Plexus has helped me, all of these things. No, it's about her. And I say, Plexus is going to help you so much with that. I'm going to send you a great 1-minute clip that explains it so well. And I would love to hear your thoughts. So check it out and let me know what you think. And then I'll follow up. Not necessarily an hour later, give it a little bit of time, okay, within 24 hours. And I say, so Sarah, what do you think of the clip? What did you relate to most? And then she's going to say, you know, what she related to, and usually she's going to ask how much it is, how she orders it. I explain pricing, and then Sarah's either ready or she's not. If she ghosts you, if she's not ready, this is why it is so important that you continue to post testimonies, because I can't tell you how many people that then did not respond that saw a testimony I posted on a Monday or a Friday and messaged me and said, I'm ready to go, okay? And so this is how I do it, you guys. It's really, really simple. I do get some from stories, but for me, I get the most from posting testimonies on my feed. And let me say this about stories, and I did an example of it today, so you can go and watch my stories and see it. If you're going to post pretty slides on stories about the products, which are gorgeous and amazing, and Jenny has made so many great slides, I think it's very important to also show your face. And if you're going to talk about a sale or a promo code or have any kind of call to action for them to purchase, it's very important for you to introduce the slides. Explain why you're going to post these slides. Then come back on and say, what did you guys think of that? Isn't that amazing? You know, DM me for the promo code. I'd love to help you guys get started today. And so I don't just throw it up there, because it's all about our connection together. right? And building that relationship. So layering, you guys, is just absolutely everything. If you feel discouraged, like, gosh, I've been talking to these people forever, or when are they going to make a decision? That's normal. That's totally normal. And so this is what I believe. We have no control over when somebody is ready to pull the trigger. The only thing we have control over, and we can't make them pull the trigger, right? But we have control over how many people we're talking to. And so the more people that I am talking to, the less frustrated I am in my business, because for every person that's not ready to do it yet, somebody else is, right? And so you guys, am very intentional when I post these testimonies, all right? I don't just post and pray. I hope somebody messages me. Oh, I hope it works out. No, I have a system, okay? So y'all wanna know my system? Here we go. So before I post my testimony, and you guys probably do this on Facebook too, I pull up that list that Jenny said to make of 10 accounts that you want to work with, and I go and I like and comment on all their stuff, and I watch their stories, and I make sure that I engage, right? Then I post my testimony, and again, the way you want to think about hashtags for your testimony is it's almost, who are those people? So if you're posting about energy, you might do hashtag exhausted mama. Exhausted mama needs this, right? I don't normally post hashtag healthy mama. I post, hey, mama has health goals or something like that, right? What people are searching for. Okay, so I definitely engage with those 10 accounts before I post, and then I spend so this is important. You need to make sure and post when you have a good 30 minutes to sit down and engage, because getting that little baby is like a little baby bird. You got to get it up and running and flight. And once that happens and it has a life of its own, it's truly magical, you guys. And so I will then, once that post is live, immediately, you must always respond to every single comment that comes in, because it's going to show Instagram, hey, this is an important post. We need to show this to all her followers, right? And 4 words, you will always want to comment 4 words. It doesn't count if it's an emoji or less than 4 words. That is the key. Okay. And so the other thing that I do is I go through, and let's say somebody didn't comment, but they liked it, then I'll go to their feed and I'll like and comment on things on their feed. If they commented on mine, I absolutely go to their feed and like and comment. And the first 20 minutes, you guys, are the most crucial. The most crucial. If you can get your post seen in the first 20 minutes, you are absolutely golden. And then from there, you guys, it's all about getting in those conversations, helping people with their health goals, finding the right welcome pack for them. And when somebody's ready, they're going to be ready. They're going to be ready. Okay. So I hope that is helpful for you guys. You know, those of you, if we go to the next slide, you guys will see some really great tools if you're working internationally. Absolutely use Instagram internationally, you guys. You're going to go in and you're going to kind of pay attention to some Australian accounts and some of the hashtags that the mom Australian bloggers are using, or, you know, depending on what market you're using. So absolutely. And our incredible company in the training center, you guys will see the resource library. They have a whole international section with a compensation plan, product price list. It's all there for you guys. And this is a great example of, I love this post about connecting and asking your friends and your followers, who do you know in this market, right? Who do you know in this market? And for me, I feel like internationally, it's awesome. Like, the world is our oyster because of this social media, and because we are one hashtag away from connecting with somebody in a different country, which I think is just really cool. So you guys, my best piece of advice on Instagram is to be authentic, like Jenny said, to stop worrying about if you're interesting and be interested in other people. And every day, wake up and say, how can I serve the 100 followers that I have, the 300 followers that I have, the 3,000 followers that I have? Because if we can't serve the ones we have well, right, we're not going to gain any more. And in doing that, you guys, in doing that, you're going to organically and authentically grow, and you're going to have an amazing Instagram team.
Thank you so much, Mary Ann. Amazing, amazing Instagram tips. I loved bridging the gap between how you build your brand, and then also getting people, like starting the conversation with Plexus, right? So you and Jenny, you guys have a stellar team on Instagram. So thank you for sharing your tips. So next I want to introduce you guys to an amazing ambassador, Emily Finnell. She is a Diamond Ambassador. She's here to share her story. So it's my pleasure to introduce you to her. She was a former Plexus skeptic. She's now living her dream of being at home with her kids. She lives every day fulfilling her passion of helping others find success with her Plexus business. She is a mother of 2 boys and a wife to the love of her life, Dan. For those of you who may not be familiar with her, she became an ambassador in June of 2014. And prior to Plexus, she was a special education teacher. She has since grown a Diamond Re-Entry Emerald team and has moved back to her hometown from Texas to Kansas. So please give a warm welcome to Emily Finnell, here to share her story.
Hey guys, thank you, Sam. I am going to make this pretty short and quick because I know we're a little behind schedule. But I'm excited to share my story coming from this perspective that I think is actually very interesting for you guys right now. I was that person who had a really big wall up. I was not interested at all in, oh, it says they can't see me. Can you guys see me? Yes? Okay, good. Okay, sorry. I had a really big wall up, a big wall that said I will never do Plexus. I'm not gonna do network marketing. I have no interest. And the only thing that really put cracks in that wall and opened it up so I actually could be receptive was a financial situation that was pretty scary. And I think that you guys probably have a lot of potentials in that position right now. So I wanted to share with you guys really kind of my perspective on that, what I went through in that journey, and then also what I think my sponsor did well during that time. So let's go back to April of 2014. Like Sam said, I was a special education teacher. I was teaching full time. We had just been through a very expensive adoption, and my husband owned his own small architecture firm. We were struggling, especially with that adoption situation, but we were making ends meet. And then my husband's biggest job he'd ever had, biggest client ever, we had budgeted our entire year off of, just didn't pay him. Just did not pay, disappeared, and did not pay the checks, or did not pay for all the work that my husband had done. It was terrifying. We couldn't sue him. We didn't have the money to do that. So we were just put in this really scary place. And that was back in April. So in April, it was kind of the shock factor. May, our bills were coming in. We didn't know how to pay them. The hardest thing was, you guys, we didn't tell anybody. We were kind of doing this all behind closed doors. And there's going to be people right now, there's going to be the people in the service industry that you know are struggling. And then there's going to be people that maybe aren't as obvious that are struggling. So I want you guys just to hear, that's where my heart was, that I was still resistant to Plexus. It wasn't until June, and I will never forget the day. It was June 14th. I was sitting at Tiffany Gebhardt's house in her living room, and I was crying, and I was opening up to Tiffany and my best friend Stacy, who is my sponsor, and just telling them where we were financially and how terrified we were. And I remember saying these words: "I'm ready. Just make me one of those pink drinks, because I'm ready to hear about what Plexus is." So what led me to that moment was a lot of the right things they were doing as ambassadors and as my friends who truly cared about me. So leading up to that, it was a good 6 months of the consistent sharing, the genuinely telling me they wanted me on their team, and not letting my eye rolls and my "I will never do this" deter them. I watched them. They had goals, they had strong whys, and they were not going to give up regardless if I joined them or not. However, they made it very clear that they would love for me to be on their team. So that, you guys, is a great place to be, okay? You want to make sure that you are loving on your friends and family right now. They might not be receptive yet, but if you are looking at this as a chance to plant seeds and water seeds instead of like prowling and being like the hunter, I want you guys to think of yourselves as gardening right now, not hunting. Okay, so setting your own personal goals around sharing with love, compassion, but also the excitement in this opportunity for people. That is exactly what they did for me. Now, that moment when I made that shift and I became receptive, they did a lot of things right. They were not experts. I want you guys to hear me. They were not experts. They didn't know everything. They were just excited. They knew what this opportunity meant for me and my family in that moment. They were genuinely, they had so much belief, and that is what I needed. I didn't need them to be experts. I needed them to have belief. And then they were able to give me the resources. And back then we did not have what we have now with what corporate has given us. You guys, there are so many incredible resources for people. When they make that shift, they're in that financial place where they're like, I need help. I'm ready for you to tell me about Plexus. You're able to guide them toward all these incredible things that the corporate office has given us, and learning about the products and learning about this business and being able to share it easily and openly with their friends and family. The stimulus, you guys, take full advantage of that. So that's the other thing. I was able to go silver pretty quickly because of like my close family and friends that joined. But then there was this like lull. It did not all happen quickly for me. So I want you to take advantage of the stimulus package for sure, but I want you to hear this. It is so important that you're vision casting, okay? You wanna also be thinking long-term with these people. I was one of those rare people that when they showed me the comp plan that day when I sat on at Tiffany's house that day, I actually was one of those that pointed at Diamond and I said, that's where I wanna be. I'm in, I wanna do that. And they were like, yeah, let's do it. There was no like, oh, that's pretty hard. I don't know. They were like, let's do it. They were excited and they saw that it was real. And when they saw it was real, it made me feel like it was real, and we jumped in and we did it. I made my own goals at that point. I have always been a fan of action-based goals versus quota meeting goals, right? So I can't say for sure how many ambassadors I'll sign up, but I can say for sure how many days a week I'm going to be actively working my business. And I think maybe that comes from my special ed background, but that was what I did. I remember sitting there and saying, okay, if I'm going to do this, I'm all in, and I'm going to actively work this business for 12 full months. That was the deal I made with myself. I said 12 months, and then after 12 months, I'm going to see where I am and see if this is something I really want to continue doing. You guys, that was key for me because like I said, I went silver pretty quickly, and then there was this long lull where it felt like nothing was happening. But because of that 12-month goal I made with myself, I was doing the things consistently every day. And I was not giving up because I had looked at this from that perspective long-term, right? So, so making sure that as you're bringing in new people that are really, really in need of financial help right now, you're taking full advantage of the stimulus package. You're helping them get that money as quickly as possible, but then also vision casting and thinking about long-term. So all of this to say, I want you guys to know that financial fear is real. After experiencing it, I can tell you that for sure. Be very excited and grounded in excitement and belief in this opportunity for those people. Now, I want you to think of yourself as a farmer, not a hunter. And I want you to love people, be consistent, be patient. It might not happen as quickly as you want it to. They have to come to this on their own. I think it was Mary Ann was just saying this, and I love that. This is not a like you get to choose when they're ready. When they're ready, they will come to you because you're the one that's been consistent, loving them, and excited for them to get started. When they are ready, be excited and grounded, excitement and belief, and cast vision. Help people get money in their pockets, but also help them vision cast for the future. You guys, amazing things are coming for you and your team in Plexus. I have no doubt because I know how it feels to be in that financial situation, and I know this is a huge opportunity. So I really want you guys to focus on planting those seeds and moving forward during this very, very interesting time. Thank you guys so much. I think, Samantha, are you gonna jump back on? Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Emily. That was amazing. Hi, everyone. Our next speaker really needs no introduction, but she certainly deserves one. Many of you know she owned and ran a successful learning and development and performance improvement company prior to diving into the multi-level marketing after the birth of her fourth child, where she quickly rose to the top and replaced her income that she took decades to build. And after 12 years in the field, she became a coveted resource in the area of training and development, really focused on network marketing behaviors. She blends humor with fact, fun with reality, and provides a shot in the arm that can change the trajectory of a home-based business. Her passion lies with empowering women on having all the choices of when to work, how much to make, and who to work with. And here today to help you help your worried friends and customers, please welcome Senior Director of Global Ambassador Training, Genevieve Scory.
Now, gotta love technology. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Well, good morning. And I'm so thankful to be here this morning. The training has been outstanding. And I did want to take some time to talk to you today about something that is on everybody's mind, which is how do I help my worried friends and family? And I want to ask you that question. Are you prepared to step in the gap? Are you prepared to help people with their worry? You guys, so here's something I want you to know about the brain. The first thing is that people can't make decisions or solve solutions from the part of their brain that they get into when they feel worried, stressed, or frustrated. That's kind of everybody right now, right? So when you look at helping someone, what you have to ask yourself is, first, how can I get them out of that fight or flight brain that they're in, that fight or flight part of their thinking? Because you cannot solve problems from fight or flight. I want to make sure you understand that. You cannot solve problems from fight or flight. So keep that in mind. So if what you want to do is help people, you've got to, can I just break it down here? You've got to stop with all the excuses. I want you to think about this. I want you to think about, and I've talked about Plexus being a life preserver for people. And I know many of us are mamas out there, and we can conjure up that mama bear energy. Do you know what I'm talking about when I say you can conjure up your mama bear energy? How many of you have ever had to help someone in an emergency situation? Did you stop and ask yourself, I wonder what I should do? Did anybody stop and ask, oh my gosh, I wonder if I should help them? What if I help them and they don't need my help? What if I help in the wrong way? What if I help and I look stupid? What if I offer help and somebody else could do it better, right? All of those things are just excuses. And we would never do that in real life. But when it comes to our business, we allow ourselves to swim in the lake of excuses, to swim in the lake of, I can't because now's not a great time. Listen, can I tell you something? Your excuse now is the same excuse it's always been. There, I said it. I said it. I hope it's okay, but it's true. If you've been afraid to share Plexus, What has happened right now doesn't make you more afraid. It just accentuates your excuse. If you have been reluctant, if you have been lazy, if I did say it. Because you know what, you guys, this could be our moment. If you have been apprehensive, if you have been a little salesy, right? All of those things, all that a crisis does is bring all of those things to the forefront. And here's what I want you to know. There is no good reason not to be in your business right now. There's absolutely no good reason not to be in your business right now if you intend to use your business to help people. It's kind of like being a lifeguard and deciding now is not a great time to be a lifeguard. Now is an excellent time to be a lifeguard. Now is the best time to be a lifeguard. Everyone is looking for a lifeguard right now. And what I want you all to know is that this is your time. Each and every one of you, this is your time. You know why? Because kindness is not personality dependent. Kindness is not skill dependent. Kindness is not dependent on how long you have been in Plexus. This is a time for kindness. And you all, I will tell you, are the kindest, most loving people I know. And so I'm here to, I'm here to kick your butt into action. I'm not kidding. The gloves are off, you guys. You all are our secret sauce. And I feel like too many people are wondering what to do when the answer is just right in your heart. Just be kind to people. So what does that look like in times like now? So there are three groups of people that if I were in the field, I would be focusing on. The first is every single one of your customers, everyone in your back office. And may I tell you this, crisis times require creativity.
Hey everyone, thanks for hanging in there while we try to get Genevieve's video back online. Looks like she might have frozen. Let us know in the chat spit, are you loving this training so far? Isn't it great? Fantastic. How about we do a quick giveaway? Who'd like a quick giveaway? Fantastic. All right, John, you want to come on and do a quick giveaway?
You got it. All righty. Let me pull this up. I had some rock stars jotted down in the chat a little bit ago. Let me pull them up real quick. But yeah, no, today has been amazing, especially all those Instagram tips. Like, I love Instagram, but I've never really jumped in to learn all of those awesome insights. So thank you so much. But some of the rock stars that we have winning for just engaging in the chat and being present throughout this whole time is we've got Kelly Miller. Awesome job. Haley Piker and Lori Holbert. Awesome job, the three of you at plexusworldwide.com, and I'll make sure we get some swag out on the road for you very soon.
Hey, welcome back, Genevieve.
I will not be stopped, Matthew. I will not be stopped.
Please keep going. We are loving it. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, thanks. I will not be stopped, y'all, because this is your moment. And so many of you are exactly what people need right here, right now. And so a couple of groups of people that you want to be reaching out to. The first group of people is everyone in your back office, y'all. You know, I bought a knife from a direct sales company 4 years ago. 4 years ago. And this week I got a sweet text from the guy that I bought my knife from saying, I just wanted to check in with you. I get so many salesy little things from the guy. And I was like, okay, what is this guy gonna say to me? And it was like, I just wanted to check in. I just wanted to check in. I will remember that forever. So I want to encourage you to do a few things. Are you ready? Because I'm not going to give you the easy route. This is not the time for easy. The first thing is double down on your personal interactions with your phone. And I know that freaks so many of you out, but you cannot hear people's hearts via a text. I want to encourage you. And I know I see your thought bubble. Some of you are like, yeah, but my customers, my friends, they don't use a phone. Yes, they do. And they will listen to your message. If you don't want to use the phone, you just cannot bring yourself to use your phone. But again, remember, I just got done telling you, kindness duplicates. Just go ahead and use voice messages. Hey, Sally, just wanted to check in with you. I am going through every one of my friends on Facebook and just checking in and saying, I hope you are doing well. I hope you are doing well. It's a little bit different than I'm here for you. You can't be there for everybody, especially if you live across the country, right? So don't offer things you can't fulfill, but you can completely say, I'm just checking in. I want to just check in with you. I'm looking to create connection 1,000%. The second group of people that you should be checking in with are your current customers. I saw a comment today about someone commenting that, oh, everybody, watch that word, by the way, okay? Don't spread the everybody. There's no everybody. There's no 100%. So when people start to get worried about finances, they will start to look for ways to cut their budgets. So you want to be making phone calls. You want to be proactive with people and say, I'm reaching out to every one of my customers to ensure that you can continue to order your products and that it is not negatively impacting your budget. Because this month, y'all, we have an initiative to help in that regard. And you just want to tell people that I know you have never considered this in the past, but right now, what I want to tell you is that there are opportunities like no other. We should, and don't go into the details. Can I tell you, this is a multi-part conversation. I'm watching, and some of you guys, you tell everybody everything in one post, and then I don't need to talk to you because I've already made the decision. It's connection first, check interest second, explanation third. So I have no idea if this is for you or not. I have no idea if this is something you would consider. But what I do know is I'm letting everybody know Plexus has put something in place where you can share with a few people and make $300 to $600 this month. I'm just putting it out there. Let me know if that's something I can teach you about, okay? Don't ask for a huge commitment right there. The other thing, and can I tell you, and I know so many of you have told me, like, I don't like to lead with the business. Now is the time to add that to the conversation. Now is the time. So for those of you that are so good at sharing the products, what I want you to just simply do on the end of that conversation is say, I am so glad you enjoyed those products. I'm so glad, Matthew, you enjoyed those products. I also feel compelled right now to tell everyone there is an income associated with these products. Is that a conversation you are open to having? I know a lot of people have lost their jobs. I know a lot of people are worried about income. I'm putting it out there, and you can even say it freaks me out. It freaks me out. I'm sweating talking about this. Be authentic, right? Is this a conversation that would benefit you? Just ask that question. Now, for those of you that are a little bolder, 100% you need to start having conversations that look just like this. Rachel, I know we have never, ever talked about Plexus as an income opportunity. but I'm just right now, like crazy times call for interesting solutions. And I'm just asking you and I'm not offended either way, but do you have any reason right now to take a look at a work from home opportunity with Plexus? Right? So simple, y'all. So simple. You can be offering so many things in boldness and with kindness. You see, I think most people are afraid to share the business for a couple of reasons, all of which have to do with you. We're not going in now. We are going out. The flow is this. The flow is help. The flow is love. The flow is kindness. The flow is offering. The flow is inviting. It is not, oh my gosh, it's all about, I'm afraid, I am worried. What if I look stupid? Seriously? What if you look stupid? I don't think anybody could use that excuse for a long time to come. We are in a situation that we never thought we would ever be in. And it happened like that, y'all. It happened like that. And so when you just simply offer, cast the vision of there's a work from home opportunity, and I would be happy to teach you what I know. I don't care what your level is, y'all. I don't care if you got in yesterday. I don't care if you've been in for 2 years and you're not making as much as you want to make. $300, $600 is on the table this month. We should be having these conversations with kindness, but with boldness. And so Plexus, I am challenging you. I am challenging you to step outside of yourself. I am challenging you to step into the moment. I am challenging you to help people have some sense of control in a time when they don't feel like they have control. And I am challenging you to do it together. The best thing that could happen for this company is if we all did the same thing at the same time. If we all, instead of doing unique and individual things, we all followed our systems, we all used our tools. Now is not the time, y'all. Now is not the time for grandstanding or independent thinking or, I'm going to do my own thing. Now is the time for unity. And as a united group, let's move into this world and show people that we that we don't just talk health and happiness. We walk the walk when it comes to health and happiness. Please try this. It works. Just reach out to 10 people over the course of the next 3 days. Get a hold of 10 people in the next 3 days. Most people will say no. You're not looking for them. You are, hear me, you are looking for the people who are looking for you. You can do this. We 100% believe in you. We are backing you up. Kindness is not personality or skill dependent. Go out there and offer, invite, and help people at a time when they are scared beyond belief. So thanks for all you do. We are so excited to really be able to share with people the amazing incentives we have this month, and we've got more on that coming up. So I'm going to turn it back over to the home office.
Hey, Genevieve, thank you so much for sharing. Oh, let's see if I can get back on there. Thank you so much for sharing. You gotta love technology on these events.
You guys are doing great.
Fantastic. We appreciate you. Give Genevieve some love. If you loved her training, let us know in the chat. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you, Matthew.
Next, we have 2 exciting women. You're going to love this. They're going to talk to us a little bit about virtual sip-in chairs. First, we have Amy Welch. She's married to her husband, Steve. Together, they have a little girl named Adelaide. She is a former executive director of government affairs at Lone Star College. Love this. Also, something that I didn't know about Amy, she's also an author. Really neat. And since joining Plexus in February 2015, she's reached one of the top positions in our compensation plan, Sapphire Ambassador. You're going to love what she has to say. She's going to be joined by Angie Zumwalt. A little bit about Angie. She's married to Eric. They have 2 kids together. Angie is an advocate for adoption, a huge theater mom, love that, a Christ follower, and since joining Plexus in March 2014, she has reached the very top of our compensation plan, Diamond Ambassador. So again, we're about to hear from Amy Welch and Angie Zumwalt on hosting a virtual sip and share. Take it away, ladies. Oh, Amy, are you there? Are you able to turn on your camera?
Hey guys.
There you are. Yes. Awesome.
Hey everyone. Thank you. Love technology. I just got promoted to a panelist, so I think that means I'm official. Hey guys, oh yay. I'm telling you, that chat is moving a mile a minute. I love it. So I'm Amy Welch. I just want to first take a minute to thank corporate for this incredible training and to thank all of you guys who are hanging out with us. I'm not sure how I can follow up some of the Instagram tips from Marianne and the awesome kind of kick in the pants from Genevieve, but I'm excited to be sharing with you about virtual sip and shares or sip and sees. Okay, so we are going to dive right in. We're going to talk about the why now is the time to be doing them, how you can prep before, what to be doing during the actual sip and share, and what to be doing after. So go ahead and get to that next slide, guys, and we're going to jump right in. Oh my goodness, so many people in the chat. I'm loving it. So listen, guys, right now we should be doing sip and shares. And I know many people do them and you're used to doing them in person at your home with other people, but there's no reason we can't do them virtually now, because now above any other time, we are craving connection. People are craving connection. And guess what else? People are in front of their social media like never before, right? So we're going to walk through some tips on these virtual sip and shares. What I want you guys to realize is there's no right or wrong way to do it. All you have to do is get out in front of people. And whatever you would do in person, you're going to do it virtually. You're going to build belief. You're going to share stories. You're going to talk about the products. And then you're going to help your team to duplicate. So one thing that I love, if you guys haven't had one yet, go get it. It's the Hello Happy Box. Look, I have mine out here behind me. Now, if I were going to do a virtual sip and share, you want to plan ahead. Who do you want to invite? When are you going to do it? How and what you will need. And let me tell you what I'm doing for mine. So I am actually hosting a virtual one on April 2nd. I'm hosting it with my power partner, Sapphire Brianne Coolidge. Many of you guys know her and adore her like I do. We are going to be coming virtually on YouTube Live, and we're each streaming it into our customer and our potential pages, right? Many of you guys have those. You've got a spot where you put potentials who are interested in Plexus. We're going to be live streaming our virtual sip and share. So who are we going to invite? We're going to invite our teams. We're going to invite our customers. We're going to invite past customers, and we're going to invite potentials. We're also going to invite anyone who just wants to hang out with us. So invite on social media, invite via a Facebook event, invite via private message. And guys, like Genevieve said, do not underestimate the power of a phone call. I'm only here because my sponsor, who was a stranger, called me on the phone. I begged her to send me information in a message and she wouldn't do it. So pick up the phone, use text message. Guys, people are in front of their phones like never before. I promise they're gonna hear you, they're gonna see you. All right, so you can set something up like this. If you notice, I have my Hello Happy Box. I have my personal products laid out. In the background here, I took some of the things from the box and put them in a frame, set it up like you normally would. Now, when I am gonna do this on April 2nd, I'm actually gonna set it up to where I'm gonna be standing behind the table. I couldn't do that today. It's a Saturday. We've got 5 people in this house and 5 dogs, so I'm hidden in a spare bedroom. But when I do this on April 2nd, I'm gonna be at my dining room table and I'm gonna have everything spread out, okay? So do your Hello Happy Box and invite people to this fun virtual sip and share. But let me give you some tips to make it different and to make it fun. One thing that we're doing that's going to be so fun is we're sending a sample ahead of time, either of collagen or of the pink drink, one of them, or of active, but we're not letting people taste it until the live sip and share. We want to get some people tasting it live for the first time. We thought that would be fun, make it a little bit different, okay? Some other things, guys, you can do ahead of time. If you have the Hello Happy Box, there are these recipe cards in here. Many people on my team have been going live on our team page making some of these recipes, especially those who have the ingredients from the store, but make some of these ahead of time and have them during your virtual sip and share. Look, people want to be connected. They want to see us in our kitchens, in our living rooms. They want to be a part of our life. So share some of this stuff. Make it ahead of time. You know, when you're on live, you can make a protein shake live. You can mix up any of your drinks. Okay, I have my shaker bottles back here. Shake it up live and really let them see and the products through you, all right? Another fun thing that a girl on my team did that we're gonna do on one of our virtual sip and shares, we actually have someone who's volunteered to take their makeup off to show that their skin actually looks great because of Joyome and the collagen without makeup. You also could have your Joyome and apply it live so they can see how simple it is and how effective it is. You can have music playing in the background, but what I want you guys to do is keep it simple and keep it fun, okay? People want fun and connection, and you don't have to be an expert. I love what Emily Fennell just said. You do not have to be an expert in any product or any business to be able to connect with people on these virtual sip and shares. So I really want you guys to have fun with it. If you don't have a Hello Happy Box, you can order one. They are in the virtual office. Now, there are some things in there. You'll see, yes, it's on the screen. It comes with the great plastic cups. I have mine back there. It comes with the stirrers. You guys can open those and use it yourself just because you don't have guests at home, okay? Get everyone to use it who's gonna be on. Guys, you also could do this if you have the Zoom account that you pay for like I do, where you can do a webinar just like this. You can have other people on your team, other leaders as panelists, and they could be mixing their drink at the same time you are, and you can have many people doing this live virtual sip and share, and you can stream it into team pages, customer pages, potential pages, okay? But one thing you really want to do while you're having fun with this, you want to share stories, right? Facts tell, stories sell. You've heard everyone up to this point talk about testimonies, stories, so share those. Invite people on your team, invite customers who have a great testimony to share. One of my favorite new ways to share a testimony, I learned it from the amazing Emily Roberts, but we have people on our team who have incredible before and after pictures. So we have them hold up their before picture in front of the screen while they verbally tell their testimony. And then when they're done, they drop it at the end so people can see what they look like now. And it's not just weight loss in the face that they see, right? They see them smiling and glowing and happy. Guys, those are so fun to do virtually on these live events, right? You also, though, want to make sure that you're still talking about the opportunity, especially now. Like Genevieve said, do not be afraid to share what we have. We're actually doing a disservice if we don't, and then have a call to action. Guys, the wellness, the new wellness combos right now, that immunity boosting combo that's on, the welcome pack sale, that's your call to action at the end of your virtual sip and see. Okay, so once you do the live event, you've got your products, and let's say you decide you want to do it in 2 days and you don't have a Hello Happy box, that's okay. Use your own products. This is my own personal stash back here of products. I just pulled the bottles out for the display. But then, like every event we do, guys, the key is in the follow-up, right? So you have to be following up after the event. Now, you do have to do a little bit more kind of effort on a virtual sip and share. You want to make sure someone, whether it's you or somebody else on your team, is keeping track of who watched the live video, who's logging on to the Zoom, who is a participant, and just make notes, right? Whether it's a potential or a current customer or ambassador, because we want to thank them. We want to thank them for showing up and supporting us. We want to thank them for watching. And you can do that as a personal message. You can do it over the phone. A lot of people now are getting back to handwritten cards because we have a lot of time on our hands. So people are doing little handwritten notes. That's something you can do. And this is the follow-up that we want to be doing, just those touch points, right? And then, of course, we know the fortunes in the follow-up, and it doesn't even have to be a follow-up that's so, hey, thanks for following up. What are you going to buy, right? Like, just be authentic and connect with people. That's what everyone's craving, and really, really have fun with these virtual sip and shares. I think they are great for launching a new customer or a new ambassador. Have them invite some people. They don't necessarily have to host it. So the one I'm going to do for my team, Brianne and I are co-hosting it together. I'm in Texas, she's in Pennsylvania. We're going to co-host it together on the YouTube, stream it into our individual pages. Then I'm going to encourage my customers, my team, my new ambassadors. We're going to encourage them to share and to add a couple of people to our virtual event. Now, I'm going to kick it over to the amazing, the fabulous Angie. Are you there? Because she has got so many more ideas on how you guys can connect with people during this virtual world that we're all living in. Are you there, Angie?
Start my video over here. Thank you so much, Amy. I am so excited to test out that virtual sip and share with my team. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I want to share a little bit of a story because I do want to address something that a lot of us are feeling right now. Last week, I went to the grocery store, and, you know, as I was searching for chicken nuggets and milk and, you know, some of the basic things, my store was out of all of them. And it set me into this major fear, this major overwhelming anxiety. In fact, I got in my car, my heart was pounding fast. I felt like I couldn't breathe. I called my mom, and I am just like in tears, crying. And I'm like, there are no chicken nuggets at the store. There are no milk. There's no, and just having this full anxiety and feeling so fearful. When, if you know me, I usually don't have chicken nuggets in my refrigerator anyway. So I guess it was just that fear of it not being there now. And what I want to come to you and say with all of this, I came home, I turned on some worship music. I really started pouring into myself. I called up some of my friends. I got on a virtual kind of a prayer group with some friends, and I started thinking about how amazingly blessed I am, how amazingly blessed we are with this community that we share and with these products that, y'all, this is the prayer that so many people are having right now. So how dare us sit back frozen in fear? And I'm sorry if that sounds bold or harsh, but how dare us not share something that can help people with their fears, that can give them that community. I love that 2 Timothy 1:7 says, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind," y'all. And I feel like right now, like Genevieve shared, and like so many people have shared, right now we have got to jump out. We have got to raise our flag. We have got to run into battle, and we have got to be bold with sharing the gift of Plexus. So a lot of things, I truly believe you've got to have a variety of events, because not one thing is going to always relate to the same person. And so right now with my team, and I feel like everyone should be every week having a different type of an event that you can connect someone to. So along with the virtual sip and shares and launch parties, our team, and I know that many of you do, a call that's called Stories of Hope. Y'all, this is a super, super powerful call, because literally it is a quick 30-minute call of just people sharing their story, sharing how these products have changed them, sharing how this business opportunity has changed their lives. And so that is one way that you can do, that my team does. And we share it on a Zoom call so that you can call in. But we also do a watch party. And that's a feature that you can do on Zoom. You can go into your settings and you can stream it live. I believe it's like a live call, but you can stream it live onto your customer page, your potential page, your 3-day challenge page. You can stream it live on there. So that way you're not only getting the people that call in, but you are also getting all of these other people that are already on these pages that you've created to pump information to them. Online event opportunities. This is huge. I know I'm not the Instagram girl, but I know that there are, like, people have Instagram parties. I host a lot of Facebook events. So different types of Facebook event ideas would be, I know that the immunity event, like immunity, that is what is at top of mind for everyone right now. How can I keep my family healthy? How can I boost my children's immunity, my own immunity? And so that is an event that we have been running on our customer pages, potential pages, 3-day challenge pages, gut health education events, just really being that source of health and wellness, and sharing that source of knowledge on how to keep people healthy, gut health education. Product information, really sharing about how our products can fit in that. I think that new wellness combo is incredible, and we need to be sharing the heck out of it right now. And then how could we not share about our incredible business opportunity? And I really believe you've got to have, I've been looking at implementing having 4 different online educational events in my team next month, because if we are not sharing about something that enables us, what a gift that we can be home right now. We can share something that can help you boost your immunity, that can help you stay healthy, but that can help your family earn income. I've got friends that work for salons. I've got friends that work in the entertainment industry, friends that work at the restaurant industry, and y'all, they are out of work and worried about how they're going to put food on their tables. So we have got to be bold. And if you know me, you've got to do it in a loving, caring way. But I really love what Jim Biev just shared, and I wrote it down. I'm going to repeat it because I loved it so much. But help, love, kindness, offering, inviting. I just want you to repeat that, and I want you to live it out and do it. So another thing that a lot of you are doing, and I know that I'm doing right now, is having those 3-day challenges. We like to run them bi-weekly. I know that I've heard some people do them every week. But the Renew You, the Booty Box, you can combine those 3-day challenges into one. I know that several people have done that, and I really think that that's a very brilliant idea. But what I also think is brilliant is in those off weeks of your 3-day challenge, you need to be running some sort of informational thing in that 3-day challenge page, so that your page is just not going dead when you're not having a 3-day challenge. That page is just not dead. Find some way to continually put information and share what the hope that we have found in Plexus. that's all I got right now.
Thank you so much, Amy, Angie, for sharing that great information on not only the virtual sip and shares, but these other great event opportunities. Angie, I love what you had to say about those informational events, 3-day challenge, the stories of hope sound like a really cool event. Thank you both so much for taking a little time out of your day to share with us. Next, we have another incredible trainer who's here to talk with you, Christina Williams. She is married to Brandon. Together they have 4 kids, 2 boys and 2 girls. I like how they keep it kind of balanced. They live in Middle Georgia. Now, this is really cool. Here's a little bit about Christina. She taught 4th grade at the same school district that she attended as a child. Kind of cool, right? She loves health and wellness and is in the process of making her first ever fitness show. Kind of neat. Keep an eye out for that. And since joining in January 2016, she's reached one of the top spots in our compensation plan. You're going to love to hear from Christina on maximizing your compensation. So Christina, please take it away.
Hey, Matthew, thanks so much. Yeah, so I'm really excited to get to share. It's really hard to follow all of those women. I'm so incredibly excited. And here's the thing that I want to start with first, before we even get into the whole comp plan, is just gratitude. More so than ever, gratitude for this comp plan, for this company, just for the things that Plexus does to love on us as their ambassadors. I think it goes without saying, but I mean, they only owe us a comp plan, right? But they lavish us all the time with incentives and rewards and recognition. And it's just unlike any other profession. I mean, I've been an educator, I've worked in the finance field, I've been a mom, obviously, and a wife, and there's just nothing like the recognition that comes with being a Plexus ambassador. So I love that, and I love that recognition starts very, very early on, which is what we're gonna kind of dive into. So the screen that's in front of you right now is kind of a breakdown of the overall comp plan. So first of all, what I want you to do is just take a big, deep breath. We're gonna get through this together. It looks really exciting, and that tends to kind of make us go, whoa. So just breathe deeply. I'm gonna walk you through it. It is not hard to understand. But this is just the comp plan as an overview, and this is really easy to find. If you go into your virtual office, go to points and rank up, there's like a maroon row at the top, and it says, wait, what does points and rank up mean? Click there, and you'll go to view the comp plan, and this is the first thing that pops up. So you can print it. It's on my wall in my office, and I use it a lot for coaching calls. If I have somebody that's working for the next rank, I want to make sure that they're aware of the outside leg requirement and other things that are on this paper. So go find it, look it over, but we're going to jump right in. Okay. So silver to me is like, when somebody new goes silver on my team, I had one yesterday, it is really kind of like the beginning, right? Because when somebody jumps in before they hit silver, they're like, oh, I'm going to try this out. But by the time someone gets to silver, by the time they have their 3 people that have joined them, then a lot of the times they go, oh my goodness, I can really do this. And with me, it was, if I can do 3, I can do 4. If I can help 4, I can help 5. So let's just look at silver. What it means to go silver is it means that you've helped 3 people get started on their health and wellness journey right along with you. They're a wholesale ambassador with you, and they've gotten their welcome pack. And like I said, it's the beginning. I was really excited when I hit silver. I thought of a teacher down the hall who was constantly struggling with some health problems. I thought of a family member who I could call. And then I thought of one of my, not my sister, but like kind of a sister. And those were the first 3 people. And so that is usually how I share the opportunity of silver. I'll just say, listen, I know that as we've been talking about these products, people have come to your mind. So who do you think you can help? And I always let them know, listen, when you hit silver, you're going to get that achievement bonus. Right now it's $100. That's kind of the standard, but we do have an incentive that you're going to hear about. But I just let them know that's one of the best ways to kind of cover the cost of your products moving forward, or to get back that investment that you've made in your health, which is really, really super exciting. The average income for silver is about $300 a month. And for me and my family, that allowed me to cover things like soccer camp or cheerleading tumbling lessons. as a teacher, I mean, our income was pretty set. You know, we had enough to make it from paycheck to paycheck, but there weren't a lot of extras. And as my big kids continue to get older, I have high school all the way down to 2 years old, their expenses tend to get more and more. So to be able to have an extra $300 a month that I could put towards those soccer lessons was really, I mean, it was very important to me. And I'm finding that $300 a month, $400 a month, people can wrap their brain around that. They really can get on board with earning that money. $10,000 a month feels out of reach sometimes, but $300, $400, $500 definitely isn't within reach. So that is silver. It's probably, like I said, one of my most exciting ranks. I love when I have a new silver on my team. They just bring some fun excitement to the air. So that is silver. And what I want to say moving to gold is that ranking to silver, once you've done that, that's the building block for moving forward. If you can go silver, you can help someone on your team go silver. And that's the idea, is using the idea of silver as building blocks moving forward. So to go gold, you're looking at an average income of about $900 a month. And $900 a month for me, that was a mortgage payment. That covered our mortgage payment, which was really, I mean, it was nice to be able to say, hey, husband, I'm gonna let me cover the mortgage this month. You know, that was big for us. And the easiest way to make gold happen, here's what I really want to hit on. You see me looking at my notes, guys, is that if you're encouraging every single person that's joining your team to help 3 people, then that's the quickest way to get to gold. You're just going silver every month, meaning you yourself, you're in activity, you're recruiting 3 people every month, and then you're helping them do the same thing. And I always tell my girls, if you've gone silver, you know how to do it. So let's help them do the same thing. So to go gold, those 3 people that joined you originally, help them go silver. And then you've gone silver again this month, so help one of them go silver and you'll be right at the gold rank. You get a $250 achievement bonus, which is super fun. And then you see the average income is about $10,000. So as a teacher, there was no way for me to teach harder to make an extra $10,000 a year. And so I love that this was something I could do in the nooks and crannies of my life and bless my family that way. So that is gold. Senior gold. I felt like senior gold for me was like, okay, maybe plan B is about to be a big deal. You see the average annual income is almost $22,000 a year. Again, that's in some states, that's what a beginning teacher makes, right? So when you hit senior gold, you get a $350 one-time achievement bonus, which is a nice chunk of change. Again, for us, it sent a kid to a week-long soccer camp. Those things are expensive. $1,800 a month is what an average senior gold makes. So that's covering mortgages and car payments and miscellaneous bills for our family. And what I really liked is that in order to get to senior gold, you've already been to silver, you've already been to gold. All you have to do to get to senior gold is help somebody else do those same things. Get yourself 2 golds. Help those silvers that you have, help them see that vision and help them work their way to gold. With a couple of golds and a couple of silvers, you're now at senior gold, which is really awesome for me. At that time is when I really started looking to Ruby. I feel like Ruby and senior Ruby, those are leadership levels. Like when you get to Ruby with Plexus, like you're a leader in this company. I remember my upline Brittany, she's like, you're a gym. And I'm like, okay, I'm a gym. But Ruby was exciting for me because that is the rank where I matched my teaching income. I was still teaching full-time. Just so you know, I taught full-time all the way past senior Ruby. And we've had, like I said, baby number 3 and number 4 during that journey. So this is something that you can build. If you're brand new, you can build this in spite of and around your already busy life. I was finishing a grad degree. I was teaching 4th grade. I have a million kids around my feet, but it was something that I was just intentional about. I was consistent, and that's how we built here. So Ruby, you get a $500 one-time achievement bonus, and we took a trip to the beach with that bonus. I got to load the kids up and just go spend a weekend at the beach, cover the hotel cost. My kids love a hotel, y'all. So $2,800 a month is what an average Ruby is going to make. And listen, at this point, remember, you've already been silver, you've already been gold, then senior gold. To be Ruby, you just have to have 2 friends who want to go senior gold with you. 2 friends who want to go all the way with you. You help them get to senior gold. Help a couple of golds. Let's say you don't have any senior golds. You can have 5 golds on your team because you're recruiting every month, right? You're working to go silver yourself every month, and you're kind of projecting that same vision to your team. So 5 golds, and you're at Ruby. So I think that's one thing at any rank, but especially at these larger ranks, is to remember you're not looking for millions of people. That's not the idea here. The idea is you're looking to grow and cultivate leaders, and that is how you're going to move from rank to rank. So then we get to Senior Ruby, and Senior Ruby was, for me, it was a very exciting rank. It was the next rank before Emerald. Like when I logged into back office, it said my rank was Senior Ruby, but then it said next rank Emerald. And for me, I could touch it, like, oh, so close. Senior Ruby, $4,600 a month. That, you guys, I mean, that changed our family's life. I was able to walk away from the classroom, turned in my keys, did not have to go back after maternity leave with baby number 4. And I just got to be available. I got to be available to chauffeur the middle and high schoolers around. I got to be available while the baby learned how to crawl and roll over, things that I had missed with baby number 3 because I was busy taking care of everybody else's kids in my classroom. And at this point, when I got to Senior Ruby, that is when I realized Plan B had become my Plan A, that I could fulfill every desire that I had to teach in developing and pouring into my team and my leaders. And you guys, same thing, like I told you before, to get to Senior Ruby, you're looking for somebody who wants to be a Ruby, and you're looking for a Senior Gold. We're not looking for 1 million of people. I made it to Senior Gold with just Golds and Senior Golds on my team. I didn't have any Rubies when I got there. And again, you're not looking for 1 billion people. You're looking for a few leaders who want to run with you and do this thing with you. So you get a $750 achievement bonus. You guys, this is just extra money that Plexus is like, hey, great job on doing your job. Here's an extra bonus. To me, that is just incredibly generous. And so I believe with that bonus, we just kind of splurged. I don't remember what we bought, but I remember thinking we can buy, like, we can spend it however we want. It wasn't something that was allocated already. Like, this was just extra money. And you guys, look at the average annual income, almost $56,000 a year. It took me about a year and 9 months, I believe, to go Senior Ruby, again, working full time. And so this was just, Senior Ruby was it for me. I saw that Emerald was next, and I just knew it. I was going for it. So here, you guys, this is the Jewel screen. And I feel like if you're brand new, you think this is for people who are otherly. And I'm here to tell you that is flat out not the truth. There is nothing otherly about me, nothing spectacular about me. Here's the thing. If you have a desire to learn, to work hard, and be coachable, you can absolutely be in any 3 of these columns. 100%, I believe it. I didn't have any amount of influence when I started out. I said I was a working full-time mom, but I had a lot of dreams. I did dream really big, and I always have. I didn't know how I was going to achieve them prior to Plexus, but I had big, big dreams. And so if you have big dreams, just know this is not for people who are super special. My upline and I were best friends now. We went to middle and high school together, and we tell each other all the time, like, if people back then, if somebody had told them, like, Brittany and Christina will be this and this and this one day, they would have flat out laughed at us. We were nothing special, nothing at all. We just chose to work really hard. So if this feels unattainable for you right now, it's okay. It felt that way for me too. But just know the quickest way to eat an elephant is 1 bite at a time. So you don't have to look here yet. You can look at the very next rank in front of you and just get there. Focus on what you can control. But let's talk about what happens when you get here. So we got to go to Hawaii this year. I got to take my husband to Maui. And what I loved about this trip is my husband works really hard. He's always been the breadwinner in our family. But y'all, his company has never sent us to Maui. And so just being able to show him that kind of lifestyle, there were many times I was in tears on that trip, like, we really, like, do I belong here? And he'd be like, oh, heck yeah, babe, we belong here. And so just kind of really realizing that you get out of this what you put into it. And so if you find yourself there, know that it's a result of your hard work and it's a result of your belief. So Hawaii is amazing. They definitely treated us like royalty. It's almost, to think of, like, dream back about it, it's almost like a dream. It was perfection. You get the Lexus, you guys. Brittany's Lexus is amazing. It really is super nice. We drive it everywhere when we're together. I choose the lifestyle bonus because I have a couple of kids coming up who are going to need cars. They're going to need car insurance. They're going to need all of those things. And so Plexus allows you the choice. we already have a car that's pretty new that holds our whole family. And so we choose the lifestyle bonus so that we can invest it in other areas of our life without having to kind of jump in and touch the actual budget money, which I think is super nice. And you can see at every level that allotment increases. So your Lexus amount increases and the lifestyle bonus increases based off what you choose. And then of course you see it builds. You get the 3% emerald pool. When you hit sapphire, you keep that, and then you get the sapphire pool. And then when you hit diamond, you get all of them. So that is the comp plan in a nutshell. You guys really just look ahead one step. You can do it. If I can do it, absolutely anybody can do this.
Thanks a bunch, Christina. Definitely love that. I love that you share that compensation plan sheet with us. That's something I literally have on hand all of the time at my desk. I have it. I reference that thing at least 5 times a week. And like she was saying about Hawaii, I mean, if you've been to Hawaii, it's totally different when you go with Plexus because you get treated like royalty. You're in an exotic location with a bunch of rock stars and everyone that's really just been working on achieving that trip as well. So it's such a great experience. I'm so excited to introduce our next leader that we're going to be hearing from. It's Diamond Ambassador Emily Roberts. She's a mama of 3. She's a military wife, and I think she's been in my top enroller in my region pretty much every single month in the last 3 years or so. I'm more surprised when I log in and I see that Emily's not in one of my top enrollers. Her and her husband, Scott. They're just always showing up, working very hard. She's working on writing a book right now. I could keep going on. She's just so amazing. I think last little tidbit, and Emily, you always know I love highlighting your kids a little bit, but I think one of my favorite phone calls that we were having was her kiddo was running around and a vulture was starting to circle her kid. So she's like, oh, I have to put my phone down real quick. And she just took off to go save her kid from being carried away from a vulture. So definitely follow her on Facebook, Instagram. They're a bunch of fun. I'm going to stop talking about you, Emily. You want to go ahead and start sharing some great tips on how we can develop some silvers?
Oh man, we couldn't make this stuff up if we tried. Something always goes down when I'm doing coaching calls with John. Hello, Plexus. What is going on? Happy Saturday. Like you said, my name's Emily Roberts. I'm a busy mom of 3. So I get it. I get that duplicating silvers and growing your business sounds like a huge task, but I promise you, this is a lot more simpler than that laundry pile growing in your quarantine laundry room right now, okay? So let's dive in together. If you have lasted this long of this just incredible, mind-blowing training, I mean, golly, I can't even highlight all the things I've learned today. I got all the notes. I'm right here with y'all. Christina totally rocked it, and I just wanted to highlight what she said of, if you show up and do the work, you're going to see awesome results from it. So let me dive in and talk about silver. Just recap real quick. She said to get to silver, you need 3 level 1 ambassadors. You get a one-time $100 bonus and things start rocking and rolling, right? Like you finally are starting to see progress and you have that vision in front of you of, okay, I got to silver. Maybe I can get to super silver. Maybe I can get to gold. And that is what I'm going to map out for you, is developing your level 1s into silvers. Those 3 people that you linked arms with. Now, for me personally, when I went silver, it was 3 randos, okay? It was a girl that I cheered with in high school, one of my sister-in-laws, and a friend from the same military installation that we were stationed at. They were just random women that saw me share on Facebook, and they private messaged me, and they're like, what are you doing? I think I want to do it too. And so there was no rhyme to my reason then. What have I learned the last 6 years? You have to have a system. You have to have a system in place so that your people know what steps they're taking. And you are kind of like the Siri of their destination driving, right? Like you don't get in the car these days and go and not ask your map, whatever voice you pick, and say, you know, like, where are we going? It gives you instructions. It tells you what turns to take. It tells you when there's traffic ahead. And that is what you do as a leader. You're like, look, you set clear expectations. People might tell you no. They may even block you. Don't worry. It's not their timing. And so developing silvers is not that hard of a task. So we are going to dive into that. I want to share a quick quote with you guys. This is one of my favorite quotes, and this is what I keep in the forefront of my mind. It was my screensaver at one point next to the Plexus Lexus that Christina also talked about. But it's this quote: your desire to change must be greater than your desire to stay the same.
You guys, how many of you have been sitting at a rank for a little bit longer than you expected? How many of you? Go ahead, put it in the comments. I bet you're not alone. You know why? Because your desire to stay the same is not greater than your desire to change. So I want you to change that desire today. Okay, can we lean in together? Do you have my I want your permission to get a little vulnerable and walk you through duplicating silvers. All right, so you plus 3 qualified ambassadors is you developing to silver. And then how do you get these people to do anything, right? You're like, yo, Sarah, can you post this 3 sentences on Facebook with this picture? And she replies, yeah, no, not about that life. And you're like, oh, this is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be because you are excited. Maybe Sarah doesn't have that belief. She doesn't have that belief yet. She is kind of like your toddler at dinner time who's not feeling the broccoli. Like, they know all the benefits of broccoli. Broccoli's delicious and it's amazing. It has chromium and all these great things, but like it's green and it smells weird. That's kind of how Plexus is to new ambassadors. It's green and it smells weird. So for us, we have to breathe belief into these new ambassadors and teach them that even though it might smell a little weird and might be a little out of your comfort zone, it's amazing. And look what it's gonna do for your life, okay? So some things that I'm doing with my my new level 1. So Matthew asked me to help train on this, and it was just kind of ironic. It made me think of what Wesley said when she was training, and she was like, I laughed. I was like, you want me to train on this? What? But here's the thing. I developed 4 new silvers, 2 on my husband's position and 2 on mine last month. And I haven't done that in a while. Yeah, me, the Diamond Ambassador. I haven't done that in a while because I was a little fearful. I was fearful of people showing up to do this and me failing them, but I was also fearful that they would hit that goal and then they would quit, because sometimes that happens, right? Sometimes we are so fearful to go for that no that we stop going for it, and that's why we don't hit super silver. That's why we don't hit gold, okay? So what am I doing to help my people get over that hump and fear? So for me, I personally try to achieve silver every single month. Like John mentioned, I want to be on those leaders boards. I want to be the top of my region. I want to, this is a great way for you to have a connection with your upline and be like, yo, where am I at in your organization? Like, am I a sponsoring machine or am I like the low man on the totem pole? That right there fires me up when I know what I'm doing. So what I started doing was I connect with all of my girls. Right now it's currently all women, and we have a group chat. I have a team page. It's wonderful. That's where I share testimonies and things like that. But for them to maintain and to get a grasp on me plus 3, and then for them to turn around and do the same thing with the them plus 3, this is what I have to do. So I want you to ask yourself, what would a diamond do when you're sitting there twiddling your thumbs and you're fearful? Because guess what? Doubt is going to cause more failure than failure actually does, because you're just doubting it. Like, have you seen that video by Will Smith, and he's standing on the edge of a cliff and it's like this monologue and he's talking about doubt and that it's hesitation. We hesitate, and that second you let hesitation step in, you don't do anything at all. It's inactivity. So what I do with my girls is we have our group chat every single Wednesday night, God willing, because I have 3 kids under the age of 6, so sometimes it's 8:30, not 8 p.m., but we get on a Zoom call. And we did it yesterday, and it was great because we didn't talk about Plexus at all. We just had mommy talk, like where we said bad words and laughed at what our kiddos have been doing all week. But it was wonderful, and this is what our team needs from us. They need to remember that we're not Plexus robots, that we're real life people, and we have doubts and hesitations, and you walk through that, and you work through that with them. So I encourage them on these Zoom calls. 3 asks a day. What does that look like? That looks like them going out into their social media world and asking people, hey, have you tried my pink drink yet? Did you know we have 2 new ones? There's some people that have been watching you guys for quite some time, and they don't even know we have 2 new pink drinks. They think that we're still sipping on that old pink and white packet, and we're not. We have this incredible Slim Hunger Control. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I like to mix it in my cherry hint water because it tastes like cherry limeade from Sonic without all the crap. And people don't know that. You got to share with them what they know. And so I encourage my girls every day when school is in session, we do a car rider pickup line. It's pink drink and pickup lines. It's our hashtag, and we all tag each other. And it's our Instagram stories. We're totally putting all of that, we're totally applying everything that Jenny and Mary Ann taught us today, and we're tagging each other. We're creating a community of hashtag Slim Babes, drinking our Slim, because other moms are like, whoa, 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 what are you drinking? I need to pick me up in the pickup line. I need some of that. So I'm creating community with them, and I'm also creating a daily action with my girls, so they know and they have clear expectations of what they should be doing. So they're talking about their product in a fun way. They're asking people on social media, are you drinking this pink drink yet? Oh my gosh, you got to try this pink drink yet. I got to get this sample to you. What's your address? I want to mail it to you. If you're like Jennifer Leaf, she ships it to them and then lets them know, hey, I shipped it to you. You owe me 20 bucks. Because we have these incredible new 3-day boxes. And that's the next thing that we do. So we're meeting on Zoom. We are holding each other accountable by sharing together and coming back to that group chat and saying, hey, I posted. I want you to go love on it. I want you to go check out my post and tell me how I did. You know, was it salesy? Am I adding value? And that's just what we're doing here in our community. And all of these little things are what encourage them to keep going. But the best part is when they get engagement on their posts, when they get engagement in their inbox and they come to me and they're like, Emily, people are curious. I think I'm really going to go silver because people are curious. They want to know what I'm up to. So the second thing that we've really focused on, and that's how these 4 silvers happened last month, were the new 3-day boxes. John, go back real quick. And it's these 3-day boxes. And the 3-day boxes are in your virtual office. This is like the beauty box. We also have the Renew You boxes, and it goes great with what Amy and April shared with the virtual events. And you can host events and walk people through these boxes. The beauty, but I'm sure that's I need a drummer for all my my awesome jokes. But the beauty of these boxes is that they're covered in affirmations and all the work's kind of done for you. You just have to have a group page that you can plug people into, and you walk through these boxes. Not only are your new ambassadors or seasoned ambassadors that have been here for a while, are they learning how to host an event, but they're also learning about the product as you go. I also like to do these one-on-one with my level ones. I call them launch events, and you create a Facebook group for them. So it's you and them, and then they have to do the homework. They go out and get 5 to 10 friends that have been asking about Plexus. You get them into this launch event. They can either purchase a 3-day box, or they can just simply sit back and relax and learn about whatever was in that new ambassador's welcome pack. And we walk them through a couple of things, but most importantly, I share my story. They're sharing what they're hopeful for and what they've experienced so far. And then we'll have some sidelines share their testimonies. And this has been so incredible for ambassadors because they're not doing it alone. So many people think that when they join Plexus, that's it. Like you're on your own. It's like you're an overnight car salesman and you have to go sell 100 cars. And that's not how this works. We're a family. We're a community, and yeah, you're in this business for yourself, for your dreams, to leave your legacy, but you're never by yourself. So these 3-day launch events or these groups in this community is what we're doing, and I hold them accountable. So if they can't get on the Zoom, or if they don't show up on my Zoom, the ones that we're doing every Wednesday night, I message them. I'm like, where you been? Where you been? You haven't been getting on. I thought you wanted to hit, I can't talk. Super silver by the end of the month. I thought you wanted to hit silver. What's going on? And sometimes when they're quiet, it's not a bad thing. Hey, leaders, this is for you. When your group chats are quiet, it's not because they don't want to talk to you. It's because they might be working. So that's kind of like a new goal I set for myself is I want a quiet group chat unless they're coming in to let me know all the things they're checking off their IPA checklist. So these aren't just income producing activities that they're doing, but they're impact producing. They're making a difference in their community, not just on their news feeds, and they're talking to people and they're having fun with this. The 3-day boxes has been the best thing ever because they do have a $20 off coupon inside, and it's a win-win-win for everybody. So my new ambassadors are like, oh yeah, you were talking about these $20 boxes. So I just started telling my people about $20 boxes, and now their friends are buying boxes from them because they're loving them, and their $20 isn't scary. And then you get this coupon and you let them know, hey, now you can enroll. And so they're duplicating my efforts from a box, and we're having so much fun with it on Instagram and stories and talking about these boxes. Every single one of us can totally have our own event and host a 3-day challenge box event on our own Facebook. Like that's how simple these boxes are and how easy they are to talk about. That's all I'm doing, you guys. I'm having a safe place to talk in a group chat, or they can FaceTime me or call me anytime. we're Zooming together. We're talking about our fears, but we're also talking about our dreams. We're consistently getting on social media. We're consistently hosting some sort of event to plug people into so that they are breathing this Plexus belief that we are just flowing towards them. There's constant excitement and constant engagement, and people are like, what are they doing? I want in on that. I want best friends for life. Like, that's how I feel when I am watching my girls do this. So from there, I want to talk about upgrading customers. So some of you that have level 1s who just cannot go silver for the life of them, but they can get customers. We're going to talk about upgrading those customers, because that's kind of like the hard part, when people are like just really satisfied. They love their products, but they don't really see the need to enroll. So honestly, they're just getting a better discount. For $40, they have access to everything and a better discount. And that's what I love about upgrading customers. Now, how exactly do points work? So when these people do start developing silvers, right, and they are going silver, what does that mean for you? What does that mean for your organization? So I love this graphic. I was talking to Matthew about it because I think it reminds me of one of those 90s like pop balls that we had when we were kids that like shake around the floor. It's super fun. So that's you in the middle. You are at 100 PV because you're ordering your products consistently, and you are a brand new silver ambassador. You have 3 level 1s. Those are the yellow people. And then the next level are your levels 2, 3, 4, and 5. So basically, you want to help everyone stay consistent on their products. So I think it was Christina that maybe mentioned this, or it could have been Marriott, where you are doing this work for your own business, but now you've brought in other people and you're responsible for them too. They're like your Plexus children, right? And you're like, I now am responsible for them. That's not true. Their success is their success. Their failure is their failure. I love that Christina mentioned that, because you are leading a volunteer army. So your job is to make sure they're taking their products, they're loving their products, and they're talking about their products. And from there, when that happens, a beautiful thing erupts and points come alive. So you're going to get 5 points for your levels 1, 2, and 3, 4 points for level 4s, and 3 points for level 5s. These points are equivalent to money, 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 honey. And that is how you can grow your paycheck. The difference from going from silver to super silver to gold is the fact that you can now go to Chipotle comfortably and order all the extra guac. That's the difference in your paycheck, you guys. And then from there, maybe a car payment, and then eventually even your mortgage. I am loving the stories that I've heard all day from these leaders and their silver and gold ambassadors. Go ahead, get creative in the chat right now and tell me what your last Plexus paycheck covered, because people need to know that the money is real and it's there, all right? And if it's the Chipotle guac, I want to hear all about it, okay? All right, you can go to the next slide. How y'all doing? Are we following along? Oh my gosh, look, read the comments, you guys. You're gonna feel so good. Our comp plan is just incredible, and you guys are blessed. You are so blessed. I'm loving it. Okay, so tips for completing them +3. I get it. People are kind of fearful. They're learning to trust you. They just enrolled into your organization, and you maybe are even questioning, like, am I a great leader? Am I capable of being a leader? And so I saved this quote, and it says, duplication is simply this. Lead a large group of people to do a few simple actions over a sustained period of time, and that is how you continue to duplicate. You guys, that's all we're talking about right here. That's all this picture shows. So recruit with vision and attract what you are looking for. I love what Genevieve shared. She said, the people who are looking for you are the people you're looking for. Like, you're gonna find each other. It's inevitable. If you're consistent and they're consistently looking for answers and a solution, you're gonna bump into each other and you're gonna find them. All right? Teach your people to do the same. Tell them what Genevieve shared with us today. Get them on these training calls. Remember that simplicity is king. If your 8-year-old child cannot come into your team page or follow 5 simple steps of what you're telling a new ambassador, I think you're probably overcomplicating it. And if you overcomplicate it, you're not going to be able to afford the extra guac, okay? So it's super important to keep things simple. You guys, it's also important to always add new team members. When was the last time you sponsored a level 1? Ouch. Ouch, okay? Some of you are like, oh my goodness, it's been a minute, maybe Christmas time. It's because you're not talking to enough people. Talk to people. Love on people. Right now, there's so much madness going on in the world that if you just simply voice messaged a friend and said, hey, I was just thinking about you. Like, what do you think about all this stuff going on? Like, do you need somebody to talk to? You want to get on Zoom? It's a place where we can just chit chat and just get all your mommy friends on Zoom and get your wine, get your coffee, get your pink drink, whatever, and just have girl talk. But get creative, because these conversations, these connections are what lead to conversions of customers to ambassadors. It's so important that we're constantly growing, and leaders, that you are leading by example. Model duplication by using tools, even when you don't have to. Leaders, this also goes back to you. If you are not plugging your team into tools, if you're not referring them back to these 3-day challenge boxes, if you're not using your virtual office, what are you even using, bro? Because here's the thing. You're going to not always train the way that someone needs to be taught. You're not always going to educate someone the way that they need to learn, okay? And I learned that the hard way by being so like in your face for so many years and like losing so many team members that were like, you are way too much for me. And that's fine. But here's the thing. I needed to learn that. So if you are someone that's like, man, my team just isn't listening to me, they're not doing anything, no one wants to go silver, that's not true. They probably all want to go silver. They could all use an extra $100 to $400. But you have to plug them into other tools outside of you and your voice. All right. And we have tons of amazing tools, as you've learned today. And then talk to, develop, and deepen relationships. Not to sell Plexus. No. Honestly, you're selling yourself. You are putting yourself out there and putting all your flaws out there, because one, you probably didn't even know you had all of these flaws, and it feels yucky to put them out there, but I guarantee you that's going to inspire someone. They're going to see right through that and see, wow, I bet that was really hard for her to put herself out there like that. You know, that constant of what will people think, that's what your new ambassadors are feeling. And if you're thinking that, they're going to think that. But if you're not caring and you're only caring about getting Plexus into people's hands and hugging them virtually and loving on them, your team's going to do that too. What you do, your team will do. All right. Somebody put in the chat, my flaws are inspiring. Man, I love that affirmation. Judy, thank you for posting that. That's so good. My flaws are inspiring. I love it. All right. So lastly, as we wrap up duplication, you guys, onboarding your new ambassadors, this is a simple system and it's beautiful to look at. So go ahead, take those screenshots, take those pictures right now. And remember this, because you might want to simplify it. Bob Heilig, all the fancy schmancy people that you can buy courses from have done this for you. Well, so is Plexus. We have an incredible company that's providing this simple system. So the little purple person, that's you. All right. These are questions you are getting your team plugged into. You are adding value to their life, just like you do when you're recruiting. You're still doing that as a growing leader. You're going to welcome them. Get them plugged into Plexus webinars and Express live trainings just like this. And then afterwards, ask them, what do you think? Get in the chat while they're on it live and talk about your ideas. Just like this chat's blowing up, do that in your team chats. 2 is use the products and hop on the Tuesday product webinar. What did you think? Can I help you get going? Sometimes we get overwhelmed. Excuse me, my lunch is coming up. We get overwhelmed and we're like, man, I don't even know where to start. And like, I added 6 people last month, or this is my first person I've added in 6 months. What do I do? You're looking at it one thing at a time, right? Somebody said earlier, you can't eat the whole elephant in one bite. It's little bites at a time. So step 1, get them on the Plexus webinar. Welcome to this amazing community. 2, here's the products. Here's how to use them. Estella was incredible at breaking down the triplex and balance and just little baby nuggets for them to take away. 3 is sharing with your friends. Look, I can get in a 3-way message with you or do a virtual sip and see. Amy and Angie just totally gave us all the tips that we needed to go live on our own Facebook and be like, this is ease and this is how I do this and drink my pink drink and I'll get you a sample. But showing them the simplicity of sharing with others is what they're looking for. They don't need another to-do list task, because right now all of us are at home with all the to-do list things, okay? They just need simple and fun. And then lastly is how to rank up to silver. Once they've achieved that rank up, tell them to do it again. Don't let that be a stop sign. It needs to be, it's not a period, it's exclamation point. All right, you're silver, let's do it again. And then let's get your team to do this as well. And you walk them through these 4 steps. I wanted to share with you guys before I end this is when my paycheck changed for the first time, as many of you know, my husband was very, very, very skeptical. He turned my cellular data off on my cell phone for months as a joke because he didn't want me to work from home. He wanted me to go back to my corporate America job, but I could not envision letting anyone have the luxury of allowing my baby boy to grow up in their arms. That was going to be me. That was going to be me. I was going to be his mama. And for my working moms, my working parents out there, I know that guilt that you carry around, but some of you are like, deuces, I don't want to be by my kids. I like going to work. Whatever you choose, that's fine. But for me, I didn't want anybody else raising my baby. And so it was so important for me to paint that picture for him because he was so hateful of network marketing. I had done network marketing before and I had never gotten to silver, so to speak. Plexus has simplified this for us. I hopefully gave you some great examples that you can apply right now in your businesses. Take it to Instagram, take it to Facebook, take it to your group chats, and y'all can get to work on this immediately. So thank you so much for allowing me the time to love on you guys and remind you that we have the tools and we have inspiring flaws. I loved that affirmation. But thank you, John. Thank you, Matt. I really appreciate you guys letting me share today.
Thanks so much, Emily. You were incredible. I absolutely adore you ever since I met you at Health and Happiness not too long ago. Thank you again. That was absolutely amazing. So we're going to go ahead and introduce the next speaker with a testimony. She's an Emerald. She's been doing this for about 5 years. She loves Plexus, loves Jesus. She's an Enneagram 2, and she has she's been married to her hubby for about 14 years with 4 kiddos. So please let me introduce Miss Tracy Stein.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is such a blessing to be a part of this opportunity. First off, what an incredible just training in general, and all the people that have been on here already. You guys, so touching, absolute blessing to be a part of this. And I think one of the coolest things is following Emily and hearing her story once again about having a little bit of a skeptical husband. So let me just start. Obviously, Jade introduced me a little bit, but I'm Tracy Stein, and I'm a stay-at-home mom of 4 kids. My husband, Chris, is staying at home with me right now, too, and together, we are sharing in this wonderful blessing called Plexus. And I like to talk about how my story has actually unfolded. I've been here for 5 years now, so some of you are brand new, some of you have been here a while like me, and every one of us who've been here for a while can tell you we never expected to be where we are right now. Maybe we had goals and visions to get here, but we had no idea how it was going to unfold. So one of the greatest things for me was that when I came to Plexus, I came for me. I came for my health, like a lot of you. I wanted to feel better. I was a gut health mess. When I started, my kids were 6, 4, 2, and 4 months old. So I was tired and physically exhausted, and I wanted to feel better from the depths of my soul. I wanted to be a better mama. I wanted to be a better wife. And I wanted to be able to offer so much more to my friends and family. But internally, I was really suffering. And so I came to Plexus for health. And one of the cool things is, if many of you have probably already had a 3-way chat or a 3-way call, I got on a welcome call with my sponsor and her sponsor. And I remember sitting there and hearing how to take my triplex and how to take my products and thinking, they have no idea how much I need this. We were struggling financially. I was struggling in my marriage, struggling being a mama and a stay-at-home mom because I came from the corporate world. I came from a really great education. I wanted more, but I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom even more, right? So I was struggling with finding that purpose, finding that passion. How do I make all these things work and feeling icky? So I'm on this call, and all these people, and these 2 people were telling me what was working for them, how they were feeling better. Their paychecks were increasing. Their, friendship circle was increasing, their encouragement, their motivation. And I remember sitting there going, okay, I want all this, but I don't want to do the business. For me and my husband, he was a little skeptical as well, I'd put Plexus in this lovely little box that we did not fit in because we wanted to stay at home. We wanted to minister to our kids. We really wanted our life to not have to do those evening parties and all those extra things away from the house. Well, as I kept talking on their call, they're like, and I can do it from my phone, and I can do it from, an online event or whatever. And I thought, maybe this is what I need. And I had no idea that this was the Lord going, here you go. I am blessing you with this perfect opportunity that fits you, your family, and all your heart's desires. So I started for my health, and that is how, you know, our story kind of unfolds. Like I said before, it changes for everyone. And for me, at first was me. I needed to feel better. So once my health changed, that was the first blessing from Plexus. And then it turned into, okay, how can I help other people? Well, if it's working for me, maybe my mama friends need this same thing too. Maybe my parents, maybe my friends, you know, that I have heard from them how much they struggle, rely on caffeine, and have all these other things. I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to just try this. And for those of you that don't have a supportive husband, it's okay. Then hopefully will come around. Mine wasn't either. He said, you go ahead and do that because it doesn't fit in our budget. We need to make sure that I was feeling better, and he noticed it. So he's like, okay, you can stay on these products. I need to back up. I should say I was the one that ordered them and asked for forgiveness instead of permission. So he did say afterwards, he was so grateful that I did. However, I needed to fit him in the budget, and he wanted to make sure that I didn't ask any of his friends or family. So he's come around a long way. But again, the call kept going on that welcome call, and it evolved into dreaming. I got permission to dream. And I hadn't had that in a really long time, being a stay-at-home mom. So as I started to dream, everything changed. I realized I could help my friends and family. I could have a little bit of that passion back. Y'all, she already said I'm an Enneagram 2 and I love Jesus. And that means I love people and I love helping people. And that's what I got to do. I started helping people. So it changed my purpose. Yes, I was a stay-at-home mom and I was with all my babies, but it changed my purpose. It gave me hope to do something. And guess what? I started feeling better. I was feeling fulfilled in my purpose and my passion. And I started feeling healthier, happier, that it started to change my perspective in my mood swings and my marriage. And I became the wife that I always wanted to be. I got revival in my marriage. So another blessing, it changed my marriage. And let's talk about one thing that many of you maybe had or have still. That's guilt. Okay, remember how I said when I was a stay-at-home mom, I didn't know what I wanted to do? Well, it's because I struggled with guilt. I was a double major in college. I went back after newly married and got a teaching certificate because I changed my mind and wanted to do that. So we went from a 2-income family down to a 1-income family, and we had a whole lot of debt. A whole lot. Well, first off, I like to say that we just celebrated this month paying off those loans for that teaching certificate. And I remember telling people, gosh, you guys, what am I going to do? I was a business major, PR major, and then I went back and I was a teacher. Guess what? Plexus allows me to use all my gifts and talents right here with all of you, with my team. And in this opportunity, it's just expanded my passion and my purpose even more. So the guilt has gone away. My heart has obviously changed. My hope for others is so that you would see that this is so much more than being afraid to hear a no, that somebody isn't going to try these products. You guys, we have so much at our fingertips in this company, and you've seen all this training. What we have is a legacy company, and I could not be more proud to be a part of it. And I really do hope that you continue to just pray for what the Lord has in store for you, and that you get to unfold your story each and every day like the rest of us. So I just want to say thank you so much for letting me be a part of this. I hope I was able to encourage some of you guys, and thank you. Thank you.
Tracy, thank you so much for sharing a little bit about your Plexus journey so far and the impact it's had on your family. We appreciate that. We would like to now bring up, or I should say bring back to the camera, a very special guest, really good friend, coworker, Shannon Cameron. She is our Senior Global Sales Manager, and she's also, as she mentioned earlier, helping out with our incentives. Shannon, excited to hear what you have to share with us today.
Thanks, Matthew. I am so excited to be here, and I love seeing the chat just blowing up like it is. I mean, really, has this not just been an amazing training today? What a way to spend our Saturdays when we're all quarantined like this, right? So all of you leaders are just phenomenal, and you know, everything that you have learned today, I just really hope that you guys will go out and put it into action, and really just feel so proud about being part of Plexus and offering and sharing what we have because you truly do have the solution that so many people are looking for right now. And it just makes us so excited to be a part of something so much bigger than us. So we are really all about impacting lives. And that's what I just keep hearing through all of this, is that, you know, this is more about, or this is more than just enrolling people. This is about impacting those lives and making such a difference. It's such a crazy time in our world right now. So we have a couple of new incentives that actually launched early to help all of you with your efforts to share and impact those lives. And the first one is that now through April 30th, new ambassadors who enroll will receive 10% off any welcome pack. So we really want to put these products into people's hands, those people that are looking for, you know, the health solutions and even more importantly, the financial opportunity. But you can use code HEALTHYHAPPY to get that discount in the cart for those new ambassadors. So along with this, we also have another incentive, and this is really going along the idea of just sharing and impacting those lives and saying, you know, what could this extra income do for somebody right now, especially those people that maybe, you know, who have lost their jobs or are just looking to bridge the gap right now in these crazy times. So you can earn extra bonus cash. And I, again, really like to look at this as you are sharing and impacting lives. We are on an initiative right now to impact as many lives as possible with Plexus. And when you go and you share with 3 new people and you help them get enrolled, you personally enroll a new ambassador on any welcome pack, you're going to earn an extra $100 cash bonus. So think about this for yourself, but even more so what this can do for somebody else. And when you couple this with the amazing compensation plan that we have here at Plexus, and you talk about business builder bonuses and pay points, and if they're brand new, they get that silver bonus, you're looking at roughly anywhere from, you know, an extra $225 to almost $300 just by helping 3 people get started with Plexus, enrolling them with a welcome pack. Go on to do this with 3 more people, so a total of 6. You're going to earn an extra $250 cash. And again, think about what that can do, what that means for other people right now who are just craving and looking for this opportunity. And again, when you couple that with those pay points and those BBBs, you are looking at right around a $600 extra cash bonus in a time when so many people would just be so grateful to have that extra cash in their hands. So, you know, again, Plexus, we are on a mission right now to impact as many lives as possible. And I really hope that with everything that you guys have learned today, that you will start thinking about who needs this and go out and be bold like you've heard and really look at this as our obligation and our commitment to the world right now to share what we have, because we are just so blessed to be a part of Plexus. And I also have to share with you, this is actually hot off the press. So all of you that are part of this training, you are the first to hear this. My phone has been blowing up this morning because with incentives and promotions, it's always an ongoing thing. And we're always, always looking to serve you all in the field the best way possible to help you go out and share with confidence and to really, you know, be a part of something so much bigger. So I can't tell you all the details yet, but 12 years ago this month, Tarl started this legacy journey with Plexus. So we want you all to stay tuned for an opportunity for us to celebrate this birthday. So again, I don't have all the details. This is hot off the press. However, I will encourage you to stay really close to the Ambassador Community Facebook group and, you know, watch for some additional communications coming. Once we have details, once we're ready to share it, we're going to put it out there for all of you. But again, our commitment is truly to you and to helping you get out and help impact as many lives as possible through this impact initiative. So thank you so much. I'm going to turn it back over to Matthew and let's do it.
Hey there. Thank you so much, Shannon. And wow, I mean, This is such an exciting opportunity, and I can't wait to find out about the birthday celebration. And thanks so much for Tarl and Alec and the rest of the executive team who came up with the generous incentive. And I also want to give a huge shout out to all of our speakers today: Wesley Bishop, Jenny Kaspers, Marianne Anderson, Amy Welch, Angie Zumwalt, Emily Fennell, Christina Williams, Emily Roberts, Tracy Stein, and to all of my home office friends who I miss seeing in the flesh every day. And that's Estella, Genevieve, Matthew, Sam, Ryan, Shannon, John, and Jade. And of course, to all of you who joined us today, I have no doubt that you have pages and pages full of notes. I know that I do, and now it's time to take action. And the best part is you can do it all from the inside of your house, practicing safe social distancing. So, John, if you can throw up the next slide, which is the next steps. Oh, hopefully John can get that up. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start talking about them, and hopefully you can get that slide up. So your next steps when you leave today, I want you to set a goal to reach out to 3 new people every single day and follow up with 3. Make this a habit. It's one that will serve you well long after we get to leave our houses. And you heard a lot today about the importance of sharing your story and how to build your business using Instagram. So your second call to action is to create an Instagram account if you don't already have one. And if you do, which most of you probably do, I want you to post your testimony and add it to your Instagram highlights. And last but not least, this is a really big one and the most important one. Use Amy and Angie's tips to plan and host your own virtual sip and share during the month of April. And when you do, and you use the hashtag, which is listed here, hashtag virtual sip and share, you are going to be entered into a drawing, and we're going to pick 3 lucky winners who will be featured on Ambassador Community and our Instagram. And gets better, who are gonna win Hello Happy boxes, because if you're one of those 3 lucky winners, you are gonna need a full setup, just like Amy did, which was behind her, because as soon as this pandemic is over, you are gonna be joined by a guest from home office in your very own sip and share at your house in your hometown, or wherever you want to in your hometown. So be on the lookout for a follow-up email reminding you of these next steps, and be sure to share this virtual sip and share challenge with your team. Let's create a health and happiness movement this month or next month. Get ready to do it. Thanks again for joining us today. Stay safe, healthy, and good luck finishing this month strong. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.